Welcome in, everyone, to another episode of The Second Chances. If you're happy to be catching us on YouTube, if you ever want to tune in live, you can do so every Monday over the Twitch channel, which I believe is linked somewhere on the YouTubes here. You can also find it over at twitch.tv/Escalia, Eskalia. Now, before we get started, I do want to give out thank yous, as usual. The first being to Critical Role, whose beautiful world we are using for our campaign, the world of Exandria. Specifically, we are using the Explorer's Guide to Wildemount. And also a special thank you to Reliquary Records, who supplies all of the music that we use DMCA free here on the show, so make sure that you check them out. They have a lo-fi album, an EDM album, and just recently came out with Tiberian Nexus, which is a rock and metal album. So, with all of that out of the way, what have the Second Chances been up to? Recently coming back from their trip to Tile and solving a missing persons at the hands of mutated blood toads quest in Odessalo, they realized that their name has started to get around. There were a lot of powerful people who were curious about them as their reputation has begun to grow. They met with two members of the Cerberus Assembly, each of whom gave them a different quest that they can choose to partake in. They also got to meet with Mr. Black again, who they found out is Zana's patron, and who told Zana that they should travel with the Second Chances. Luckily, Kieran was able to apologize, and Zana seemed to have accepted it. Raz also started to look into if there was a way to check and or cure her blood rot disease that she has as a Kalishtar here in Rexentrum, and even went so far as to tell the rest of the group about it.
We don't know if she has it yet, technically.
Yep, technically
wow,
don't
trying to get tested for it.
Mm-hmm. I don't know either just yet.
Okay, well, I was saying, the way you said that made it sound an awful lot like it's already confirmed.
Don't know. No idea if she has it or not. Needs to figure it out. We've talked about the idea of maybe there might be. Who knows? Point is, it's different here than it is in the world that she's from. But she didn't keep this a secret. She did tell the rest of her group about it. And they decided that it was time to celebrate Roz's birthday. Since the calendars don't exactly line up, it's close. So we left them in the Flounder Pounder having a round of Lucky Kierans. So as we jump back in, was there anything else that anybody wanted to do that night before you all went to bed? If not, it was a fun night. You had way too many drinks. I would like everyone who drank to go ahead and subtract 5 gold for the parties and the festivities.
Roz got fucking cranked.
Lucky Kierans are not something that is normally on the menu, so it's one of those things where like you go to the bar and you're like, hey, do you guys have this drink? And they're like, no, what's in it? And then you
what's in it? We can make it for you.
Yeah, and you look it up, and there's a lot of expensive alcohol in it, so the drink itself is way, way more than what it probably should be. Also, when you had it in Tile, they had easier access to some of the elven spirits that were used in it. Now that you're in Rexentrim, that stuff isn't as easily found as it is in Tile, so it costs a little bit more.
I think we should make Lucky Kieran's dependent on the region.
You sure you don't want to head down to the Menagerie Coast in Nicodranus and order a Lucky Kieran down there?
We should have an elven Lucky Kieran, like the northern or Rexentrum Lucky Kieran.
It's this very niche liqueur from Tile that comes out of a very specific pine tree, made out of the honey therein. How much would that run us? Oh, we see that bottle maybe once a year, so 20 gold. So. Okay, Hermia, if you didn't drink a whole lot, probably just 1 gold for you if you only had one of them. So everyone eventually finds their way up to their beds, one way or another, and sleep takes you. I need everybody to go ahead and roll a d20 for me.
Oh, great.
I will roll for Kieran.
6.
That's a 2.
9.
I got a 10.
15.
Okay. Maeve.
Yes.
I would like you to describe to Leo
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
a memory of the first time that Maeve thought that she might have a crush.
Okay. Yep. Okay. I got this. So, it actually seems to be some time. She has known this person for some time, and holy shit, I need to open something up so that I can get names. I'm so sorry. Give me one
Go
second.
ahead.
Sorry guys, I was not prepared.
You must always be prepared.
I wrote this down somewhere. Hold on.
You did actually, yeah.
I did. Okay. All right. So, it has been actually a few months, and Maeve has been hanging out with someone who has been her friend for a long time. Her name is Addie. And this is the dream you're having would probably be something like Maeve kind of been watching Addie for some time. There's been a little bit of some embarrassment because Addie had actually asked Maeve out, and Maeve said no because she didn't really understand what the whole thing meant. And so now Maeve has been kind of watching Addie and realizing that whenever Addie's talking to somebody else, she's not very happy about it. And is trying to handle those feelings as professionally as she can. But every single time that they are on hunts together, she finds that her tongue gets very tongue-tied and twisted, and she can't really get her words out very well. This doesn't exactly have a happy ending. Maeve attempts once more to attempts herself to talk to Addie about how she feels, but Addie has moved on. And Maeve has experienced her first crush and has gotten crushed.
All right, so that is the dream that you have for the night, Leo. But eventually, you all do get a full rest, and sun comes up the next day as you all begin to gather one by one downstairs in the Flounder Pounder for some breakfast.
Oh, my head.
Yeah, Rosalind comes down like, oh god.
Lightweight.
All right, now Lucky Kieran's are officially one and dones. Those, it's too much sugar.
It's a lot of sugar, I suppose.
Kieran, whose forehead is currently like against the table, like is also not having a great day, just goes, "Oh, what are you talking about? The Lucky Kierans are the best part of this. Doing the celebrations and they're delicious. And I'll take another Lucky Kieran."
No.
No, I think you've had quite enough.
All right, some oatmeal. And Jeff
Awesome,
takes some order from everybody and begins to bring you breakfast as you are all gathering for the morning.
Just some tea, please. Strong tea.
Rosalind is like, full breakfast today. Make it greasy. We got to cure this hangover.
I meant to drink just tea.
All
I will be eating.
Anyone who grabs breakfast, take another gold off.
I see we are trying to get down our list.
If I wanted to get you, like, really, take people with you next time you go to the magic shop, Maeve, and we'll put a dent in the gold reserve.
I tried, okay? I tried.
Oh, good morning, everyone. Well, morning anyway.
What up?
Oh right, you didn't drink very much last night, huh, Hermia?
Nope.
Good call. I'm
Yeah.
gonna start taking cues after you.
After you've done it a couple times, it just loses its fun and novelty.
You must also stay ever vigilant. You never know when danger could be lurking around the corner.
I mean, that too, but...
What to?
Oh, he said we must be vigilant for danger all the time.
I suppose a sword would say something like that.
I mean, to be fair, I did get shot in this one time, so that's fair.
You do have
reasonable.
You do have a sword that warns you of danger, though.
I do, or a dagger, but yeah.
Honestly, that's pretty useful in a situation like this.
But
Yep.
it didn't warn you the other time, or did it?
It did warn me, but I was
Oh,
asleep,
okay.
so it took me a moment to like wake up, and by the time I woke up, I was, I had a gun
I was gonna
against me.
say you should get your money back.
Well, it was a gift, but yeah, fair enough. Oh.
That's okay. We're gonna be on our way, and it will be a long ride, but hopefully, crossing our fingers, uneventful.
I mean, given our track record, that seems unlikely, but okay.
Wait, so we've decided where we're going?
Yeah, we did last time.
Yeah,
Or
we're gonna go to.
yesterday.
Yeah.
We're going after that thief guy.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going
Shattengrad
to the
Keep.
dash.
Shattengrad Ruins, sorry.
The
Yeah.
ruins of Shattengrad, ironically enough. Although we have someone meeting us at Eurosa, right?
Yeah, Zana said she'd meet us there.
So
we'll
just to clarify, you
Oh.
guys have yet to actually accept one way or another. We decided as players where you were going to
Oh,
go.
right. We gotta tell people.
So if you would
Well,
like
you've
to...
got the sending thing, right?
Yes, I do. I think that was for Elena.
It was for going to the Menagerie Coast, though, right? We didn't get one from the other lady.
Yeah, technically
That
the
right?
sending stone that you have was from...
I thought it was from Elena.
Was it from Astrid or Elena?
I think
Hold
it was
on.
from
Hold on.
Elena.
I think it's in our notes. I think I have it in party loot.
Aha! Notes! Notes to the
Sending
rescue!
stone to Elena.
There you
Elena,
go.
I thought
All
so,
right.
yeah. So yeah, you
Is
can
it-
let Elena. That's who's
Sorry,
Shattengrad
is it
ruins.
Elena or Elena?
Elena.
Elena. Okay. Sorry. Just making sure. Yeah. So it's sending stone to Elena.
So just gotta let her know that we're taking her quest.
All right. Should I say that? I guess.
I
Yep.
would.
All right. Well, I'm gonna type it out in the chat here.
Yep, you have 20 words.
To sending stone. We have accepted your offer and will head to Shattengrad this morning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I can use 8 more words. I just said we've accepted your offer and we'll head to Shattengrad this morning. Anything else I need to say?
Yeah. Say Zadesh after,
Okay.
then Menagerie Coast.
After, then Menagerie. Well, technically, it's actually specifically
Nicodarnus. Yeah.
Nicodarnus, so that's what I'm going to say.
Nicodranus, sorry.
And Nicodarnus. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay. And
Thank you.
after that. Oh, yeah, thank you. We'll say that instead.
Just want to
Thank
let
you.
know that this is, I think, very on point for Maeve, but you are the first character who has ever actually written out what you wanted to say before attempting to do a sending spell.
I'm just, if I only got 20 words, I want to make this succinct.
It's fine. You're all fine. Okay. So, you watch as Maeve kind of scribbles some stuff down a little bit. Rosalind kind of helps, add a few things, and she holds the paper up. You clutch the sending stone, and you feel a warmth and sort of a vibration in there as you activate it and as you speak the words out. A few moments later, you hear back. Excellent. If you don't mind, I would love to be the one to tell Astrid that you are taking mine over hers. I do have a bit of information for you. We do know, again, that it kind of cuts off for a moment.
she used all her words.
She
And
should have written
then-
down.
It comes back through as she can just cast the spell to say more. That the thief was a drow, so do stop by the Kryn Dynasty Empire and see if they have any information on who may have been in or out of the city recently. Good luck.
All right. I think we should let her tell Astrid because I don't want to.
Amen.
Yeah, same. I'm not getting involved in between those two.
All right. Go ahead and tell Astrid. Thank you for the info. We will check that out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay. We good? Is 15?
All good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rosalind looks between the group. What's the Kryn Dynasty Empire?
Am I familiar with that at all? I don't know if I would be.
I would say you probably read stuff on it, so you can make a history check.
I would
I'm proficient in history.
Leo can make history check. You can make one, Hermia,
I only get +1, so.
and
6!
I will let
Nope.
Kieran do it. At
Where's my dice?
I know nothing. I rolled a 6, so we're gonna say nope. I know the name. It starts with a K. Or is it
Got a 14.
Okay.
I got a 17 plus. Where's my history? History 5.
Okay, so Leo, you have heard of them. You know that the Kryn dynasty is a nation of drow and monster-esque races. And Hermie, you know all of this as well. From the country of Xhorhas, which is to the east of the Empire on the other side of the Ashkeeper Peaks. 2 decades ago, there was nearly a war, like an all-out war between the two of them. It was mostly just like border skirmishes between the two of them. But something quelled the two of them, and in time since then, peace has been getting, the peace between them has slowly been strengthening, and you do get, more drow and even some of the monstrous races that come to the Empire on occasion. Hermia, from your studies, you know a little bit more, not just about the Kryn, but sort of the history behind it as well. And back before the Calamity, when the gods roamed the face of Exandria, Wildemount, the entire continent of Wildemount, but specifically Xhorhas, was actually where the seat of what would be known as the Betrayer Gods was. And during the Calamity and the war that ensued, Xhorhas saw devastation unbeknownst to anyone at that point. Like, the reason there's like places called like the Barbed Fields and the Hollowed Path and stuff like that. Xhorhas was just a wasteland as a result of it. And the Kryn dynasty specifically were a group of the drow that actually stopped following and were able to break free of Lolth, the Spider Queen, and come to the surface and start their empire, essentially, which eventually grew into the Kryn dynasty.
Okay, I say all that.
Okay.
I have a really dumb question. I'm so sorry. What part of the map is the Kryn dynasty?
That would be Xhorhas, which is over here to the east of the Ashkeeper Peaks.
So she wants us to travel all the way over there to get information first?
No, I think she wanted to go to the embassy.
There's an embassy in Rexentrim that has been established since the war stopped.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
That's what I was curious about. I'm like,
Okay.
I don't fucking think so, lady.
You're like, the ruins are on the other side and closer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I was like, oh, wow. All right.
All right.
All right,
Fair
and then
enough.
if you wanted to, you could also potentially, look into going to the archives or trying to talk to somebody about, finding more information about Shattengrad, the Heart of Icarus, this Plague of Eyes. All of those are potentially available to you as well. So, what would the first order of business be?
I think we should get some more information then. Do we want to go to the embassy first? Or should we maybe seem a little smarter and go to the library first?
We could split up.
God
One
damn it.
person, like one group can go to the embassy, the other one can go to the library.
And Kieran goes,
I mean-
yeah, let's split the party.
I mean, I feel like we're on a deadline. We need to be efficient with our time, but
That's
we
fine.
also need more information.
That's fine.
Yeah, I'm not the researchy type, so I'll go talk to people.
Yep,
I can do the
whatever
research.
y'all want to do.
All right, then I'll go to the embassy.
All right, so
I'll
we
be
have
at the library.
Party Roz and we have Party Maeve. Who wants to go where?
Go with Roz.
All right, Kieran says that she doesn't like doing studying and book things because it's boring, so she's going to go with Roz as well.
Gosh.
All right.
Leaf will even up the party.
Luster can't go to the other group. It has to go with me.
Oh, whoops.
Wait, what about
I
Luster?
don't know. Maybe Lester doesn't like books either. You don't know.
Luster?
you
Baby, why?
You see, as you all are starting to celebrate, Luster scamps off towards Leo, who you see has been feeding Luster under the table, and you have to call him back over to you.
Luster! Get over here. I know that chicken's delicious, but come on.
All right.
And then I toss out the rest of the chicken out of my pocket to him. I'm
Why
not
do you
carrying
have that
this.
in your pocket?
What? You've never heard of pocket chicken?
That's his pocket
I've heard of
chicken.
pocket
Yeah.
bacon, but
Well,
not pocket chicken.
It's all the same. Anything you put into your pocket becomes pocket, etc.
Food.
Yeah, pocket food. That's right. All right. Maeve and Roslyn, roll a d20.
Oh boy.
Can I help? I don't know what you're rolling for,
20.
but I'll help.
Hold on. 13.
All right, Roz, you got a 20.
Yep.
All right, so we'll go with your group first.
Oh.
So you head off to the embassy here in the Kryn Dynasty, which, after asking around a bit, you are told is near the Shimmer Ward. So you head over that way and eventually get yourself let in, and it's not very busy. First of all, there isn't a whole lot of the Kryn that are coming into Rexentrim specifically at any one time. And despite there being a relative peace between the two of them in the Empire, there was a war that was less than a generation ago, so there is still some general mistrust between the peoples from each of the nations. And so as you enter in to a relatively modest building, despite being in the Shimmer Ward area, or near the Shimmer Ward anyway, there is a look of surprise on the faces of the two people who are within the sort of office area. You see two of them. The first is a female drow, long, straight white hair, glassy blue eyes, and is wearing like this long billowing dress, who currently seems to be filing something in some sort of cabinets. And then sitting behind a desk, which looks comically small for its size. Like the way that parents have to sit in like kindergarten desks when they go in for like, parent-teacher conferences, you see a male bugbear, large, hulking frame, brown and black fur. The left arm inside of his face and chest is burned and scarred, and he's wearing a vest that is way too tight for him. The top button seems to have popped, and the other ones are like any moment they're going to burst. And he also is wearing a pair of little tiny spectacles on his nose, and looks up from whatever it is that he's reading towards the three of you as you enter, and just kind of, you hear him grunt a bit, then look over towards the drow, and she turns towards all of you. Are you lost? Or was this something that we could help you with?
Well, we're not lost if this is the Kryn Dynasty Embassy.
It is.
Excellent.
My name is Siniste Weeping Ward, and this is my associate, Gar Hammerson. Can we be of aid to you, then?
Well, we're hopeful that you can be. We're tracking a artifact that's gone missing from the Cerberus Assembly, and we have it on good authority that a drow was the one to take it. We are hopeful that we could find, if you know of any drow that have recently entered the city or left.
Good authority, is it? It's funny how the authorities always assume that it is those from out of the Empire that are the ones responsible for such things. And whose authority?
We are currently under the authority of the Archmage of Antiquity.
Make a persuasion check for me.
Okay.
That's bad. Invoke me.
25.
He's got pretty good.
I've got a +7 for persuasion.
Oh, yeah, you're better than me.
Well, far be it from me to stand in the way of the Cerberus Assembly. She turns and opens up a different drawer and takes a few things out. Now, there is only so much info that I'm willing to provide, after all. When our people come through and come here to check in, they do trust that we're going to keep their information private for their own safety, but also keep in mind that not everyone trusts that the Empire will do so, and apparently for good reason.
Please understand, I'm not trying to strong-arm you or anything. We're hired. I don't work for them. We are doing a temporary job. If this makes it easier for us, I'm thrilled.
And we're not tasked to kill anybody. We just need to get the artifact, so...
True.
Well then. She goes over, sits down at a desk near Gar and begins to flip through some of them. Do you have any idea how far back it is that you need to go when this artifact was stolen? Although I will, again, caution you, if this person is indeed from the dynasty and came here with the purpose of stealing something, it's very unlikely that they checked in here to begin with.
That's fair. It would be no more than a week ago that they left. We probably would have been seen exiting out the west gate.
I wouldn't know necessarily anything about exiting out. Male, female?
Male.
In the last week, we have had 5 male drows come through the embassy. 3 of them traveling by themselves, 1 with a family, and the last was a pair of brothers.
You can probably rule the family out.
All right. Let's see. Reasons for entering the city. 1 of them was looking for work. Another wanted to join the Adrian Adventurers Guild. And the final one looking for a missing persons. The brothers are here for trade in the spice business.
I'm gonna glance over towards Leo. Any of those sound like an alias you would have used?
No, to be honest, because I don't need an alias.
Well, those aren't names; those are just the reasons for.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, like an excuse you would use.
Oh yeah. Maybe coming for work, but that's about it.
Could you let us know the location, if they were provided it, of the person looking for work?
It's not one of the things that we take from them, and if it was, it's unfortunately not something that I would be willing to part with.
Fair enough.
After all, if you were hired for such a job, I'm sure you have the skill sets to find whoever it is you're looking for.
Anything else unusual over the last week? Maybe not related to people coming and going?
Not particularly. What? You said he stole a magical artifact of some sort?
Mm-hmm.
Is there any information that you can share on why someone might have done it? What the artifact was? It seems... Well, I realize it takes all sorts with the relationship, the tenuous one that we have at that, with the Empire. Most from the Kryn dynasty wouldn't be dumb enough to potentially break that, let alone try and steal something from the Cerberus Assembly of all organizations.
Yes, it's called the Heart of Icarus. To that end, of those people that you mentioned, any of them seem particularly desperate?
You do notice some acknowledgement in her, the way that her facial expression kind of changes when you mention the Heart of Icarus. I suppose the one looking for work, but it shouldn't be hard for him to find something here in the city. No, honestly, of those who have come in, I don't know that I would feel comfortable pointing you to any of them over the others, if any at all. But again, if they were coming in with the express interest of taking this artifact, I doubt that they would make the mistake of leaving any tracks by checking in here.
Well, that would certainly make sense. I do appreciate your time.
One more thing. Are there any drow factions from here in Rexentrum to, like, the ruins of Shrattenrod?
Oh, or in Eurosa.
Eurosa would be the better place to check. The ruins are nearly a week's travel straight from here, most heading in that direction. Take Pride's Walk Road first to Eurosa, and then from there travel south to the ruins. I know that the Empire's always looking for mercenaries, adventurers, hired hands that are willing to help excavate and take things back and forth. I wouldn't guess that they would probably put much trust in the Drow or any of the other peoples from the Empire. The ruins, I believe, are thought to be the remnants of one of the ancient cities from the Age of Arcanum. I don't think they would trust our kind with any potential discoveries.
Well, thank you. Very helpful.
The Heart of Icarus, though, in the spirit of being helpful, and I'm sure you will pass this information on to the Cerberus Assembly should it come up. She kind of hesitates a bit. If it was a drow who took the heart, I would understand why. The Plague of Eyes, I believe, is what they call it here in the Dwendalian Empire. It's a tale of a archmage from one of the cities in the Age of Arcanum who sought to prevent the calamity or prevent terrible things from befalling his own city, and made a deal with some sort of extraplanar entity for the power of foresight in order to see these calamities, these terrible things before they happen, in order to protect his city, protect his family. During the calamity, and as is often, I think, the process during wars, what might be a wives' tale or a tale of caution for one side, a boogeyman, if you will, can sometimes become a folk hero or a legend of sort for the other side. I guess it's a weird enemy of my enemy sort of thing. But in the Dynasty, the tale known as the Plague of Eyes here, we refer to as the Boon of Seeing. Says that this old mage from the Calamity sought to see what hadn't happened yet, and though he made a bad deal with whatever this planar entity was, the hope was that he would still be able to see the tragedy before it happened, regardless of what it was that befell him. Modern day tales from the Dynasty paint the Boon of Seeing as a being who is capable of seeing anything. Loved ones, the past, the future, consequences of choice, true desires. And one tale says that if you find the heart he left behind for his wife and return it to him, he will grant you one question and show you the answer. Not saying that that's the reason that this artifact was stolen, but if it was a drow who took it, that might be why.
Fair enough. Well, thank you. That's it's good insight.
Was there anything else?
No.
One thing.
Oh.
How much would it cost to get the Bugbear Man here actual desk he can use?
He just kind of laughs a bit. Unfortunately, they don't quite make them in his size.
I mean, I can give you 10 gold and you can find a carpenter.
Suppose if you wanted to make any kind donations to the embassy, it certainly wouldn't be turned down.
I'll give her 10 gold.
She takes it and kind of casts a bit of a more appreciative look upon you than you've gotten thus far. Well, I would say that I wish you luck on your journey, but since it could potentially land one of my people behind bars, I'm not going to. But safe
Reasonable.
travels nonetheless.
Rosalind bows her head politely as she slips out and glances over at Leo. Well, if you were going to steal the Heart of Icarus, definitely seems like maybe taking a job excavating the ruins would be a good way to sneak it out of the city.
True. So we could probably go ask the guards to see if there was any drow prospectors leaving recently.
Any who had recently signed on. Let's go. We'll check the guards.
What's everybody's passive perception?
Garbage.
Okay,
18.
Fair enough. Never mind. It's a natural 20.
Well, Leo's is really good. But...
Yeah, I rolled a natural 20 though. So.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
All right.
I'll spend 2 inspiration for 20.
Meanwhile, Team Maeve, where is it that you would like to head to see if you can find some information?
I thought you said we were going to the library or archive or whatever it was.
Yeah, if you'd like to, if there's someplace else you'd potentially like to go, the archive is a very good place to
That's where I was
start.
gonna start, but I'm open
Okay.
to suggestions.
Yep. So
I
easily
mean,
enough.
that's where I thought we were going.
Yep, you all head to the Rexentrum archives of the Cobalt Soul, and upon entering, you see at the front desk a familiar face, the monk who helped you last time, the half-elf,
Aw.
Dale and Vosh, who recognizes you as you enter as well and kind of waves you down, and even the person who, there's kind of a little bit of a line forming in some of the help desks, and he's kind of like, if you
Aw.
would, just a moment, please, and kind of like instructs him to like stand back and then waves you all over.
Aw, we're reoccurring customers.
Yay!
I go in with a big smile.
Maeve, and I believe Leaf and Hermia it was, correct?
That's
Yep.
right.
What can I help you with? It's been a few weeks since we've seen you here.
It has. Well, we've actually been charged with a mission.
From
by...
the service assembly.
Yes.
right?
Wow,
well-
moving up in the world then.
I know. So we were hoping to get some more information on exactly what we're looking for.
Oh, of course. Give me just one moment here, please. And he kind of looks over his shoulder for a minute, kind of takes a moment. He's like, Layla, do you mind covering for a moment? And you see a human woman walks over and goes, fine,
Poor
fine.
Layla.
You're taking my shift next time, though. Of course, anything for you. And she sits down and takes what looks to be a very annoyed human woman who's in the line behind you. As Dalen's like, please, follow me. So what exactly is it that you're looking for?
Well, we need to track down an artifact called the Heart of Icarus. But we are told it is also related to the Plague of Eyes. Did I say that right?
You did.
Okay.
Well, neither of those two things are anything that I'm personally knowledgeable of. All right, magical artifacts. Do you have anything else to go on? Anything else that you know about it?
Was it a vestige? This is out of character.
It was not a vestige. Nope.
Okay.
What you know so far that you were told from Elena is that the Plague of Eyes was once a mage from the Age of Arcanum during the Calamity.
Okay. We know the Plague of Eyes is related to an archmage from the Age of Calamity.
Okay, that definitely narrows it down. All right, follow me then.
Mhm.
Okay.
And he takes you a little bit further back and into a section. He goes, all right, so if this Plague of Eyes was some sort of historical figure, or even maybe a legend of some sort, it would be someone
was
with...
Gifted with the power of foresight. That helps. I don't know.
Do we know that? Do we actually
I
know
thought we
that?
did.
You
I thought
may, you,
we
you,
did
you may have
from
been...
the other when they were telling us about it.
Yeah, I think Elena said that.
Elena
Okay.
told, yeah, or Elena told you
Okay.
a little bit about it as well. So it goes,
Okay, sorry. I just wanted to make sure because I knew the other players just learned more about that. So.
Alright, so, I will allow both of you to make an investigation check with advantage and a lower DC since Dalen is helping you to see what you can find.
Yay. Cool.
Ah, my dice! Where did it go? It rolled under
Investigation.
the couch.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
Well, reach
Oh, I
under
got
there.
a natural 20 on my
Fine.
pink dice.
That's
Oh.
good. Now reach under there and grab the other dice, but be careful of the spiders.
13 was my max.
Okay, well, with a natural 20, it is no problem at all.
That's good.
So, and you actually find it fairly quickly as well. Dale and Hermia come across it high up on a shelf and bring out this old dusty tome and starts to go through it. The Archmage was known as Icarus Timbleton. I'm gonna write that in here for you. And was actually from the ancient city of Aor. He entered into an agreement with what he believed was a celestial, but turned out to be a fiend from the abyss. Was given the gifts and the powers that he wanted, which was the ability to see beyond what mortal sight he had. Unfortunately for him, any deal that you make with any sort of demon or fiend is going to have ill consequences. And he very quickly went mad and used his abilities instead for trying to stop certain calamities and certain ill omens from happening. Ended up using it instead to help certain agents of the betrayer gods and such forces to do so. In making this deal, he did have the foresight, as a human to put certain plans in play to potentially make ways to sort of keep him from doing such things. At the end of the day, he did want to protect his family. And in doing the ritual, his heart was actually removed and given to his wife as sort of like a backup plan to be able to potentially stop him if need be. No one knows what happened to it. No one actually knows if that actually happened or not, or in relation to the actual artifact known as Heart of Icarus, if it's real or not. But at least within this tome, it's something that is hinted at or thought to be true. Knowledge lost places in my notes now. Here we go. Okay. So, power formation of the Aor, blah, 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 blah. So he was twisted and changed into a monstrous being, and in doing so, his eyes were removed, and the all-seeing eye of his patron was put within him. Caused all sorts of untold destruction and devastation across the face of Exandria during the calamity, and was thought to be unkillable, because there were a few times when he was defeated, but somehow he would always reappear, he would always come back. A group of powerful adventurers from the time sought out and destroyed his patron, but all the powers that he had were then transferred to Icarus since he bore his eye, known as the Sight Beyond Sight. They were able to imprison him. No one knows for sure exactly where, but the ruins of Shattengrad and then are thought to be one of his possible resting places here in Wildemount. That's what you are able to get from all of that.
Okay.
Okay.
I am extremely sorry, but I think I am misunderstood something, and so you may
Sure.
have to repeat yourself.
I may have also misspoke.
It's
so go
okay.
ahead.
So supposedly, maybe, I don't even know if you actually said this, but this eye of the fiend he talked to replaced his heart? Did you
No,
say that or-
so
No, sorry.
they did remove his heart. Apparently,
Okay.
this was part of the process to find a way to give control to someone else should the deal go wrong.
Okay.
And then another part of it was that this all-seeing eye from his patron was bestowed upon him as well,
Okay.
but they were separate things. He took his own heart out and then was given the eye.
So his own heart was taken out, and supposedly maybe the deal could continue with the whole Plague of Eyes if someone has his heart.
So he became known as the Plague of Eyes after
Yeah.
this. You're not sure what relevance the eye or the heart actually has. It is thought, and this could be the reason why it was taken from the text, is some believe that the heart was also used in some way to seal him within his chamber, and you need the heart to release him.
Okay, thank you. I understand now. If someone wanted to release him to make this guy come back again, then they would need the Heart of Icarus. Got it. Thank you. Sorry about that. I got confused.
Yep, no problem. Was there anything else that you potentially wanted to look into, or any other questions you would like to ask? With a natural 20, if there's more questions that you guys want to try and delve deeper into specific things, let me know and I'll make some shit up.
Do we know the name of the fiend that he talked to?
That seems to have either been sealed or lost to time.
Okay. You mentioned that the heart may have possibly be given to his wife. Do we have a name?
Besides whatever the last name might be, there doesn't seem to be any recorded name for that.
Okay. I might be interested to see if there's any Timiltons living here.
I'd say with a natural 20, if you wanted to spend some time trying to look through some records, there are a few that you come across, but you're not sure what the connection would be. None of them seem to hold prominent titles or prominent things of powers. Like, there's nobody on the Cerberus Assembly with that name, for example.
Okay.
I will say you do find, though, just as a little, kind of, that's neat. The Cerberus Assembly was a group of mages that existed during the Age of Arcanum. Doesn't seem to have any relevance to the Cerberus Assembly now, even though they basically do the same thing. It seems that they just took that name as, like, hey, this was a cool like group in history. We should call ourselves that too. Type thing.
Ah, got it. Okay,
Yeah.
that's funny. I can't think of anything else besides if there's any other connections with Sight Beyond Sight mentioned elsewhere.
With a natural 20, I will say that during this, Hermia, you find a journal. Doesn't even look like it's an official book that somebody wrote that should be here. It's like a journal that was like shoved in here somewhere that you start to read through. That seems to be recounting some sort of expedition to the north to Islecross, to the crash site of Aor, which is where the ancient city, when it had its calamitous event, half of it crashed into the northern area. There are some sections of this that talk of people who began to develop these eyes on their skin. When Dalen comes over and sees you reading it, he snatches it away from you pretty quickly, saying, "Oh, this should not be out here, please, for my sake and yours. You did not see this," and runs off with it pretty quickly.
Okay.
Where is that going? Notes. Damn it.
I don't think I can know that or
Don't say anything to him.
Sorry. It was really weird.
He does come back a bit later and was like, I promise that shouldn't have anything to do with what it is you're looking into, just... Is there anything else I can help you with? And he seems very nervous now.
Well, we don't need to make him more nervous. That was all I can think of based on what I've written down, and I hope these notes are correct. Was there something you wanted to search, Leaf or Hermia?
No, I'm good.
All right, Leaf?
No, I think we found everything I wanted to find.
Okay. Guess that will be it.
All right.
Gonna thank him for his time and for helping us out as always.
He is more than happy to do so and retakes his seat at the front desk as he sees you out.
All right.
Rosalind and Leo and Kieran, who's not actually here. Where was it that you were hoping to go next?
We were going to try and look for wherever the Empire would be recruiting people to go mine or to go excavate Schottengrab.
Okay. Make an investigation check for me. You can do it with advantage, since there's 3 of you.
All right. 15.
Okay. So taking a look around town, you eventually come across a few work boards, and they kind of all seem to be directing you. You find a few different ones directing you to different places. They seem to just kind of be a bunch of random agencies that if you're looking for work, you can probably go and like sign up for, and they'll send you to different places. Checking one of them out, it becomes apparent very quickly that as opposed to like being hired on here, most of them are trying to basically sign people on, then send them to Eurosa to do whatever, and with it being so far away, they wouldn't actually take the assignment from here, but people are trying to make a few bucks by basically charging people to be like, hey, go to Eurosa. But it's not actually guaranteeing anything.
Cool. So the Empire itself isn't actually hiring people to send out.
Correct. It's from some of the information that you get talking to a few people here, it's the Cerberus Assembly, and specifically the Archmage of Antiquity, that is most interested in the ruins, the relics, and all sorts of things from the past being mined out of Schottengrab.
Okay. All right. I'll glance over at Leo then. Well, we might have a better luck looking in Eurosa then for Jesus. the name? Drow who have come through.
And then probably make our way to the ruins,
Making
because
our way.
we've already given this guy 24 hours head start, so...
Maybe
Agreed.
more.
Yeah, for all we know. All right, I say we go meet up with them and hit the road.
All right. So sorry.
I was
go
just
ahead.
gonna say, have you guys seen Zana?
Well, I spoke to her briefly yesterday. She said she was going to wait for us in Eurosa. I forgot. Were you able to find your home?
Yeah, I dropped some money off to my sister, and we need to make it to Zadash as soon as possible, so this job needs to go quick.
That's right. Yeah. Well, don't worry. I have to go there too, so we'll get there.
So, is Zana supposed to be traveling with us on the road? Like multiple days where we're going to be all like in private and, sleeping around one another?
Yeah, don't
With like
that
eyes
concern you?
closed? I mean, I
Yeah.
apologized to her and all, and I think that, it went well, but, like you said, she tried to shoot at you that one time when she was mad at you, and...
We're going to take watch. I'm not going to let her shoot you, Kieran.
I mean, it might be fun. I got shot.
I don't think getting shot is fun.
No, it's not.
All
Can
right.
confirm.
All right, so we're on the same page. Getting shot isn't fun.
Then
I don't. Okay.
just
I don't.
don't
think Zana's
turn
gonna
into a
shoot
dead
you.
girlfriend.
Yeah, or mine while you're at it.
Wait, do you have a dead girlfriend too?
Never mind.
I mean, we all do.
All right, just... look, I forgot that she was dead, all right? I didn't mean to do it. I don't intentionally
know.
set out to, make people mad at me, It's a defense mechanism.
That's a good way to get yourself hurt, Kieran.
All right, well, it's a good thing I have you around to protect me then.
Yes, it is.
So you promise you'll protect me?
Yes, Kieran. I promise I'll protect you.
All right.
I'm not taking a bullet because you can't keep it in your pants.
All right, well, you know what? She got one up on you in that fight up in Bisatal anyway, so I'm going to stick with Roz.
Well, I mean, in fairness, she's already shot me once, but yeah, fair enough. All right. Okay. Well, then I'd say, see if we can find our allies, and we'll hit the road.
All right. We'll say that you all had planned to meet back up at the Flounder Pounder, and you were able to do so. If there was any information you'd like to share one way or the other, back and forth.
Yeah, gonna share and share.
Yeah, and we'll share all that we learned. So.
Am I the only one that is getting confused between the Plague of Eyes, the Boon of Seeing, and the Sight Beyond Sight?
Well, they're all the same thing.
I guess.
See,
I don't know.
Xanax in the last campaign was Ziliax,
So, just to clarify,
Yeah.
I guess Sight Beyond Sight's different.
Yeah, that's true.
The Plague of Eyes is what he's known as in the Dwendalian Empire. And because this was a being that was highly notorious during the Calamity, and it gave birth to basically boogeyman type tales after the Calamity up to this point, between the war between the Empire and the Dynasty from several decades ago, because this was sort of like a nightmare story for the Empire, it sort of became a folk hero for the Kryn Dynasty, right? Like the Empire would basically talk about, oh, the Plague of Eyes is gonna get you. So the Empire's like, yeah, the Plague of Eyes is gonna fucking eat all of y'all and kill you in your sleep, ha 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 ha. And so it turned into a sort of folk tale for the Empire, and eventually came to be known as the, what did I say? The Boon of...
The Boon of Sight. Or
The Boon of
Seeing.
Sight. Yeah, the Boon of Seeing. So it is the same, but it's a villain for people in the Empire and is thought to be a hero for the people in the Dynasty, but it's the same thing. And then the Sight of All Seeing is sort of what they refer to the power that he apparently has to be able to see anything.
Sight Beyond Seeing. Okay.
Got it. Well, as Leo said, I think the sooner we get going, the better. This guy's already got a good head start on us.
Okay.
All right. So
Back
you are-
on the
It
road
feels
we go.
like we are constantly chasing people.
It does
does-
feel like that. I mean,
yeah.
I think that's what adventurers do, though. I was always chasing people back home.
chasing, hunting, similar things, I suppose.
So you are able to grab your cart and your 2 horses, Ivory and Vanilla,
Yes.
and begin your march west out of Rexentrim, down the Pride's Walk Road, and towards Eurosa. It's a pretty fair day out, so you don't have to worry about, too much inclement weather or not. You do probably about half a day's travel through the Amber Crossroads. You come to a large bridge that spans over the river that's coming out of the Erdelock. It's not as grand of a view of it as it was in Odessalo at the docks themselves, but nonetheless, Raz, specifically for you, who doesn't get to see water outside of like a pond or a small lake in a park,
Or a cup.
nonetheless, it is still a sight to behold. And-
Raz is wide-eyed as we go over this bridge.
Yeah, and you guys get to it probably about sundown, so you get to see the sun setting and casting this sort of red fire across the lake.
That's so nice.
But eventually you do get to the other side of it, and probably an hour or so afterwards it gets to be about time to settle down for the night.
Right.
All right. Well, I guess we should set up watches.
Yes.
Yes, who's doing the watches?
All right. Well, I've learned that I am best when paired with someone who is better at looking around than I am. So
This one will stay up watch with you, if you'd like.
sounds good, Leaf. I'll take watch with you.
Roz and Leaf, who's next?
I'll take Kieran.
Alright, Leo
Yeah.
and Kieran.
I'll take Hermie, I guess, at the end.
Okay.
As everyone's getting ready to go to bed, Kieran comes up to you. Roz, psst.
Yes, Kieran.
Alright, so you're going to be keeping an eye out for first watch,
Correct.
and then I'm going to be keeping an eye out on second watch.
Uh-huh.
But who's going to be watching me when we're both asleep?
Do you think that Zana is following us down the road to shoot you specifically?
I mean, I don't want to rule it out. You don't.
Well, by that point, Leaf will have slept through his 4 hours, so he'll be able to watch you the rest of the night.
Oh, that's a good
I'm
point.
gonna be awake then.
Thanks, buddy. And he pats you on the arm. All right.
Very welcome, Kieran.
All right. So everyone goes to bed while Rosalind and Leaf take their watch. Why don't you go ahead and start by both of you giving me a perception check, or one of you can do so with advantage.
Go ahead and do it with advantage, Leaf.
Okay.
12.
You rolled 2 and 2, eh?
I'm good.
Nice.
Hold up, I just want to see what I would have rolled. All right, well, I would have rolled 9 or 8, so it's fine.
Oh
Nice.
no, we're gonna die.
Nice. So, the watch is yours if you'd like to chat at all. If not, we can continue on.
So, Leaf, we didn't get to play your question or mine, actually, in the bath. So I'll be the one to ask. And she points at her chest right where your new symbol is. What the fuck is up with that?
Oh, this old thing? This was a gift given to me by Melora, the Wild Mother.
When you say a gift given to you by, as in you spoke with her.
Yes, during the dream that this one had.
She leans forward a little bit. What was that like?
It was weird. During dreams, you are often able to have abilities and abilities that one would not normally have. Also, it feels like you are floating and you are not sure if you are awake or asleep.
I've never had a dream save for the one that I've had here. It is a strange thing, isn't it?
This one does not normally dream. However, when it does, they have been pleasant.
That's good. My mother talks to me about nightmares. She's had them, well, for a long time now, and they seem very unpleasant. So, do you worship the Wild Mother, then?
Worship is a funny word.
Mhm.
If you mean that I walk in the path of the Wild Mother and do everything to appease her, then yes.
My father is a paladin to Timora, goddess of fortune. It's weird. I've always had a difficult time believing in gods. Too many people hurt, too many people suffer for me to believe in them. Even though I have proof in my life that they do exist, they just... so often I don't think they're worthy of praise.
Perhaps you have just not found the correct god.
Well, I guess it'd be foolish to just rule them all out summarily, wouldn't it?
Yes, very.
I have enjoyed the stories I've heard of Evandra, the Changebringer, since I've come here.
It is interesting how the Empire specifically prevents the worship of certain gods. Why do you think this is?
I think the Empire, and this is, I guess, a very outside perspective looking in, but the Empire appreciates the gods that allow it to maintain control, and the gods that allow people to, or inspire people to step outside of what they deem appropriate, they control, they restrict.
You're smarter than you look. And as the two of you
Yeah.
turn, you see Zana in her ASMR form walking up out of the shadows.
Rosalind casts a glance over at Kieran to make sure he's still asleep.
You shouldn't make
Query.
promises that you can't keep.
Query, are you going to shoot best friend Kieran?
I haven't decided yet. She comes and
Would you?
takes a seat about 10 feet away from the two of you, but here nonetheless, and kind of sets her pack and stuff down.
Glad you joined us.
Well, I'd have been here sooner if you would have had your eyes open. I've been with you since the Flounder Pounder when you went to the embassy.
Oh, well, fair enough. It's never been my strong suit, that's for certain. Mir would be the first to tell you. How have you been?
Fine. But you're right. The reason that certain gods are outlawed is because it's easier to maintain control. The Empire wouldn't want change to be brought, for example. She gestures to your shield.
Yeah, it's, you know, it's not a thing yet of worship for me. It's more, I like the stories. I think they are good and inspiring. And that's, to me, what worship and belief should be. It should be the stories that inspire and make us do better.
Sana kind of gives a bit of an acknowledged nod to you.
Glance over towards Leaf. And so what is it about Melora, Leaf, that speaks to you, that you're interested in?
Well, she is the Wild Mother, and this one has a strong connection with nature. It seemed only fitting. Also, she is the one that reached out to this one first.
Ah. You know, I know some people would look at you and think, you know, a machine. How could you be so tied in with nature? But I guess metal is made from the ore that comes from the earth. You're no less natural than anything else, right?
Also, I was created that way.
Fair enough. We haven't gotten to hear much about your creator. I know it's not something you know a ton about.
Unfortunately, this one has no data on its creator.
That's difficult. I can't imagine what it would be like to not remember my mother.
Why don't you have any memories of your creator?
This one had data on the creator, but it has been lost through damage. This one's not sure.
So you don't remember anything about her at all?
Processing. This one remembers the creator had multiple automatons, and that they were nice.
Her name's Dr. Fernelius.
What?
Oh, you've had dreams.
Yeah, I don't know probably much more than you do, but I've had a few dreams of your time with her.
That's
Query.
right.
Please tell me all of the dreams you have had.
Zana cracks a bit of a smile. She's half elf. Hair like a red fire. I haven't been able to ascertain all the names of the other automatons that you mentioned. I remember Reed and Crunch, I believe, are the two. I remember seeing, I think, what must have been when you were first awoken. And there was another memory with Crunch, I believe. You, her, and it processing some materials for some project out in the woods. It's not a lot to go on, I apologize.
You've had a great many dreams. I've only had the one since I've been here.
Based on our conversation the other day, I think that it was, or is, the Oracle's way of trying to push us together. It's,
Storage complete. Thank you for informing me of Brothers Reed, Brother Crunch. If there's any more information that you can provide, this one will be very happy.
I actually think that, not that I understand it because you're constructs, but Crunch and Reed were female, I think, the way that the doctor referred to them.
Ooh, sisters.
Information updated. Sisters.
Sisters can be very tricky.
This one has never had a sister before.
Apparently you have.
Well,
Ha ha ha. This one doesn't remember having sisters.
Maybe it'll come
Query.
back in time.
Assassin Zana.
You can just call me Zana.
Mizana.
Zana.
Please. Zana. This one requests that you do not shoot best friend Kieran.
Rosalind kind of snarks a laugh.
If that happens, it will be of Kieran's own doing.
That seems about right.
That is fair.
Rosalind digs into her pack and pulls out a piece of paper that she has frequently gotten out over the last few weeks and hands it over to Zana and just asks, "Are those lyrics okay for you?" And it is my song that I sent you. Just checking running the lyrics by her. If you're gonna be part of the group, you get to be part of the drinking song. That's the rule.
She folds it back up and hands it back to you. I take it back. You aren't as smart as you look.
She looks down. Oh, okay. Puts it back in her pack.
Stick to the sword and board.
It's a hobby. It's not my calling. My mom's a singer and performer, but no, I'm more of a stab and poke kind of person. But it's still a fun hobby.
Well,
Query, Zana. Why do you think this group was chosen by the Oracle?
I have no idea. I believe on our first meeting, or the first time she had us all in a circle in that dream, she said that we were unremarkable in the grand scheme of things. So should whatever she thinks is going to come to pass, if it doesn't, or if we perish, then nothing's upset or unbalanced. And if we succeed, nothing's upset or unbalanced. We're disposable.
Rosalind makes a face at that. Well, I happen to think that is bullshit. There is not a one of us who is disposable.
Alright, well, I've wasted enough of your time already. I don't want to be here when Kieran wakes up, so I will see you in Eurosa.
You are welcome to stay with us.
So you've said, but I'm still working on the idea of traveling with people.
Oh. We know so little about you. Will you share something about yourself with us? Anything you think we should know?
You know everything that you need to. I
Okay.
was raised to be an assassin. I'm good at what I do.
Something you like about yourself, then. What's your best quality? And don't say your aim.
I'm good at what I do.
Right. All right. Something not related to your profession. Like I like. Shut up, Sarah. I like to sing, even if I'm not very good at it, and I'm not great at writing lyrics, but I like to do it. What's a hobby? What do you like to do with your time?
She seems to struggle to answer that.
Okay, fair enough.
I'll think about it.
When we meet you in Eurosa, I want you to have written your own verse. I want your words as to what should be in the song.
That's not going to happen. And she stands up and hoists her pack back on her back.
Rosalind called after her. I look forward to hearing your lyrics. Otherwise, you're stuck with mine.
As she walks off into the darkness.
Rosalind looks at Leaf and shrugs. I tried.
Rosalind, make a persuasion check.
Sure. That's one of my better ones. I'll spend an inspo too. Glad I did. How about a 26 off a 19?
Wow, that's not bad. That is pretty good.
It was that or a 12. Thank you, inspo. Yeah.
Ooh.
All right, so with that, your watch comes to a close. You wake up
All right.
Kieran and Leo.
All right. I'll wake them up and I will let Leo and Kieran know. I was like, well, Kieran, you weren't entirely wrong. We did get a visit from Zana in the night.
I told
However,
you, she's out to get me.
She is not. She is on her way to Eurissa and will meet us there.
Just imagine what might have happened if you weren't awake to catch her.
Well, I didn't exactly catch her. She definitely snuck up
What?
on me.
You're supposed to protect
Deception.
me.
Deception. This one knew all along where.
I can tell when you're lying. You say deception beforehand.
It's all right, Kieran. She doesn't intend to kill you.
mean, that's what she tells you. I tell people things I'm not going to do all the time and still do them.
Well, you know,
Correction.
because you didn't get shot.
This
Correction.
time?
Zana will not kill best friend Kieran unless best friend Kieran deserves it.
That's true. She did say that.
That's oddly reassuring.
Specifically, she said that if she kills you, it will be your fault.
All right. I guess I'll just have to be on my best behavior.
Not a bad plan.
What would Maeve do? What would Maeve do? What would Maeve
What
do?
would Maeve do? Good plan.
All right.
Have a good watch, Kieran. Have a good night watch, Leo. Leaf, thanks for talking to me. I appreciate it.
This one had fun.
I did too. And she will curl up to go to sleep.
Okay. Leo, is there anything in particular you'd like to talk to Kieran about?
Not tonight.
Okay, that's
I'll
fine.
just be kind of stoic and smoke my cigar.
All right, and Kieran seems a little bit jumpy. Eventually, your watch passes without incident. And
Without
Maven,
a perception check, too? Really?
without a perception check, yeah. Nothing to perceive this time. Eventually, you awake Maeve and Hermia for their watch.
Everything smooth so far?
Yeah,
Smooth
the kids
as
just.
butter.
He jumped around like an ant the entire time.
I was keeping track of things. Apparently, there are assassins abound and lurking around in the darkness. And Rosalind and Leaf missed it. So keep your eyes out.
What
Because
do you
I've
mean?
got enemies, Maeve. They're out to get me.
Did Zana come into the camp?
That's what we were told.
Okay, well, good to know.
She's already left. If she wanted to kill you, she would have done it already.
She could be taunting me, Leo, alright? She could just be
Assassins
toying
don't
with
play
me.
with their food.
Like a
they
cat and
don't
a
play.
mouse.
Nope.
All right, you two can have some sleep, and we'll make sure there are no more assassins about to kill you, Kieran, as best as I can.
That's what Rosalind said, but they snuck up on her, didn't they?
Well, if you'd like to stay awake, that is your decision.
No, I need my beauty sleep.
I figured as much. Have a good sleep.
Alright, so Kieran and Leo rest some more, and the night is Maeve and Hermia's.
Well, Hermia, why don't you tell me the craziest thing you had done outside of your home?
Outside of my home?
Well, I mean, like, I imagine not in the house with your family, but maybe if it was in
Oh.
the house, I don't know.
I didn't really do anything that crazy, babe. My parents never put me on a really tight leash.
I thought you would escape sometimes.
Well, I'd run away from lessons, but that was about as crazy as I got.
Okay, well, what was the coolest place you found when you ran away from lessons? Even if it's
Oh.
not, like, cool now.
Oh, jeez. Well, I mean, I couldn't get... There was only a couple times where I can't... No, actually, no. That's a lie. Well, it's nowhere, like, beyond, like, the city where I'm from. I mean, I'd run and, like, hide out in the library or whatever. It's huge, like, almost, like, 3 times as big as the archive in Rexentrum.
Wow.
So, you know, just hide out in there. Never find you.
Huh. What would you do to entertain yourself? Did you read?
Yeah, I read a whole bunch.
All right, well, what would you read in hiding?
Oh, it depended on the day, you know? Like, I'd read history, I'd like, read about arcana. Sometimes I'd read biology, medicine stuff. I don't know. It was fun to just, like, pick a section, just pull out a random book and just start reading.
This explains so much.
Oh my god, shut up.
Well, I think that's rather incredible. You know, before I visited the Cobalt Soul Library in Port Damali, I'd never seen so many books before. Our people keep a lot of our stories and, you know, scrolls and really old books, but, you know, we've been underground for a long time. And so information, gosh, I don't even know. Just anything about the world was so out of date. it's kind of funny thinking of the maps I tried to steal from our archives to try to get around here. We're so off.
Well, one day, if I ever can go back without fearing that I'll never be able to leave again, I'd be happy to show you the library back home.
Really?
Yeah.
You'd show me around to your favorite hidey holes?
Yes.
You have to have like a favorite story then. I mean, do they keep stories? That's what most of we kept. I mean, we had some information, but a lot of it was just stories, tales.
Yeah, they had lots of folklore, legends, just fairy tales. I mean, you'd be surprised the amount of children's books that was also there. It wasn't just limited to academia.
Ah, that's fun. I always think the stories of other places are interesting. I mean, even this mission we're on, there's two different sides to it, right? There's this kind of evil, almost warning to children, and then the other one is this folk hero, depending on the side you're on. I mean, it makes sense. It's logical. It's just interesting.
I mean, the stories are always told from the perspective of whoever's telling it.
Yeah. I wonder how they would tell our story someday.
It would be
The
a
accidental
boring
heroes.
one.
Oh my god!
Something wrong?
He's just
Chad,
calling me
voice of the audience.
boring.
Boring? Well, ask him what would be more exciting besides just killing people. There's got to be something more to
That's
like.
the only thing.
What
he
would
thinks
be
is
more exciting is if an actual proper warrior would have found me instead of a bookworm.
Oh my god. Okay.
What did
Wow.
he say now?
That stings.
What did
He says
say?
I'm not a proper warrior.
What? Well, here's the thing. If he really felt that way, he would have left.
I mean, he can't. He doesn't have legs.
I mean, he wouldn't be talking to you.
He'd
know?
be bored though.
Then I suppose the bookworm is going to be more exciting. I just look at the sword. Defensively.
It's just, I don't think he understands just how daunting it is. I mean, back home, people would tell me what to do all the time, what to say, what to think, how to act. And then suddenly you're out here and there's no one telling you what to do. You don't know what to do with yourself.
I'm trying to tell you what to do, how to become stronger.
You tell me just to go fight things, but I mean...
It's a start. Maybe once you do that and we realize what your flaws are, and they are many, we can start to hone in on them.
Okay.
You okay?
Yeah, he's just likes to act like my parents for fun, I guess.
Oh,
I've
well,
never
that's...
Yeah.
met your parents.
I bet you have. You're probably best friends.
Well, maybe if you tell him that you know how to get stronger, it'll shut him up.
I mean,
No.
but I don't, Maeve. That's the problem.
He doesn't
Besides,
need
fighting things.
Well, he
But
doesn't
there's
need
not
to-
always stuff to fight.
No, so what else can we do? I mean, back in where we live, much of the learning of hunting was not even releasing the bow, right? The reason the arrow, it was watching, it was tracking. Plenty of things that don't involve fighting.
Yeah. I mean, the stuff that I was really good at it, I don't know how it's applicable to anything. I mean, I can remember random facts about history, but how is that helpful in day-to-day life?
I think it's been majorly helpful for us. I mean, we don't. You have someone who came from the Pallid Grove, a people that people haven't seen for over 50. We just came out of the ground 50 years ago. It's been a minute, and you have somebody who just fell out of a portal. We appreciate the information you provide.
Yeah, I mean, I suck at magic, but I can tell you about theories of magic and logic and all that other shit. But, I mean, it'd be really cool if I knew more spells.
Well, I mean, but doesn't that just take I don't know, time to get used to. I mean, I remember trying to cast a couple of my first spells, and that did not go well.
Well, I wasn't able to really do anything until I found Chad.
It's not my name. And if you would deepen your bond with me through combat, I would be able to bestow more power upon you.
Yeah.
What did he say?
He said if I would strengthen our relationship, maybe I'd know more magic.
Well, it sounds like the two of you need to find some way to work together.
I mean, I think we do. It's just hard.
Anything worth pursuing is going to be a challenge, Hermia.
Oh, well, I know that, but I mean, the last time I just kept getting eaten by frogs.
Maybe you could start by waking up early instead of sleeping in and doing some practice in the morning.
Hey, I was awake before everybody else this morning. I was up. I was on my third cup of coffee.
I understand maybe the two of you need to take some time, but
I don't know. He just I guess that's how he shows affection, is just being mean to me.
well, I mean, I don't know. He's an old sword, right? I'm sure he's...
Yeah, and I mean, in terms of meanness, nothing comes close to my parents' level of mean.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I wouldn't say my parents were, well, she thinks for a second. Distant was maybe the better term. I don't know. It just never seemed like anything I did really made my father happy.
Well, I mean, that's the story of my life.
Yeah. I think my mom was happy with me, but she also told me to just be more like my sister. So that wasn't really... Great.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
I don't know, here we are. None of our parents know where we are. Doing some mission to make sure that they don't die, I guess. If only they knew.
I don't want them to know. They just tell me I was doing it wrong.
Yeah, I'm not even sure if my father would believe me that I was on this, that I was chosen for something like this. I don't know.
If it makes you feel better, neither would my dad. He would just say, "Oh, that must have been your brother." It doesn't sound like you.
Ugh. Well, I'm not sure if I would hear that, given what my sister did when she returned before leaving again. But, well, I don't know. It's just kind of a lot of pressure back home. And somehow...
What, to be like your sister?
Well, so my father is one of the kind of head leaders, and, we're kind of at a precipice of a major transformation. I was one of the first that were born outside of, our underground home. My sister was not. She was born much, much earlier before me, and so she was still born underground, but was one of the first kind of children, if you could even call them children, to be above ground. So people like her were kind of seen as new leaders, because they had an understanding of below and above. And my father is one of the lead priests of the Moonweaver. And so it was kind of always expected that my sister would take that role someday, being kind of the leader for our conclave, I guess you could say. But when she kind of had her, well, now I know, she met the Oracle and kind of, well, she sounded a little off. She was talking about a progenitor, a progenitor to the gods. And, that doesn't really fly with a lot of people here. And she was ostracized. She was practically kicked out. My father was just beyond disappointed. And all of a sudden, after years of being told, be like your sister, and having, kind of not a lot of guidance otherwise of what to do, suddenly I was in the spotlight. Suddenly, maybe people who are above ground, maybe those are the leaders. Those should be the new people who lead us, to wherever. And now suddenly responsibilities I never even knew I was supposed to do were just placed upon me. It was harsh.
Sounds exhausting.
Extremely.
My brother once told me that there's freedom in it not and people not having expectations of you.
Yeah.
He said that like when you're always seen as like, the golden child, then like it's not really like, they don't see you as like doing like amazing things. They're like, oh, he's just doing what he's expected to do. It's not like really seen as a good, like he's doing good, like it's just a constant expectation of being something.
Yeah. I wonder if that's how my sister felt. She, it's weird. I barely remember it. But there was a time when I think I was really little, back when I still, like, idolized her. And she came home just frustrated. She messed up something. And, I don't know. I told her that I always thought she was good. I don't know if she took that to heart much. She and I became rather distant as we both got older. This may sound strange now, but I was a rather moody person back in my village. I didn't really actually get along with many people, as weird as that sounds.
I mean, I didn't get along with anybody except for my brother. I was just weird.
Yeah. I was always felt very just different, I guess. I don't know. It's hard to explain. The way Pallet Elves work are very, I've just found they're very different than the rest of this world, and I do sometimes miss it, but I don't really miss the weirdness I felt being there. Just this difference. Something about you that just, I don't know, makes you not belong, I guess.
Well, back home everything was all pageantry and very dramatic and playing your part. And everyone was very fake, and it was just very one-dimensional, despite being in such like, you think the Feywild, oh, it's so amazing and so beautiful, and then you just like, that's like only the surface. Like you really look at them and you're like, oh, you guys all suck.
Yeah, that is really hard. A little different with the Pallet Grove, but it makes sense that would be just exhausting after a while. Is anybody gonna take that mask off?
Nope. Not until the performance is over, which is, I don't know, I guess that means when you're dead, you can just take it off. But, I mean, by then you're dead, you can't enjoy it.
Well, then maybe you being out here is a blessing.
Oh, I definitely think it is a blessing. I mean, otherwise, I'd probably be married off to some stuffy, rich, stuck-up elf. Like, I mean, I'm an elf, but, like, I mean, there's some, like, crazy, like, snooty people.
Are you not allowed to have other relationships when you're married?
Oh,
gosh, it must work different there. Sorry. They're different Pallet Elves.
Yeah, no, because, like, I mean, I'm sure it's happened, but, like, it's something that's, like, behind the scenes, but no, yeah, it's not cool. I mean, yeah, it's just not.
So you Eldrin, who live a long time, are meant to be paired up with someone not of your own choosing forever.
Oh, that's only like with someone like me.
Oh.
Who's not good at anything.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, let's not get you that fate. That sounds like hell.
Yeah, I mean, if you're really talented and you do well at the academy, like, the world is your oyster. But if you're like me, who just, sucky at swordsmanship, sucky at doing the magic, really awkward in social settings, like...
No one would be able to tell you what to do. So instead of running your mouth, why don't we practice?
Is he being
it's
mean
bedtime,
to you
and I don't want to wake them up.
Then do it in silence away from the camp.
Okay, doing stuff in silence is not, like, a thing I do.
Practice, Hermia. And
Just raises an eyebrow.
You see the sword kind of has a bit of this, like, dark mist kind of glowing off of it.
Oh.
It's just really upset that it hasn't stabbed anything in a while.
Practice, Hermia.
What's it? Does it want you to stab something? What's it want you to do?
It wants me to like start like practice fighting, but like I mean I don't want to
Okay.
wake people up. They're sleeping.
Well, maybe there's a way we can spar without waking them up.
How?
If they haven't awoken yet, they won't.
Here.
Jeez, are you saying I'm loud?
Yes.
Well, I think you're loud.
Well, only you can hear me.
Here. She gets her non-glowy short sword out. Let's maybe not do the glowy. Well, actually, no. We want you to be able to see your target, right? You have to practice.
Yeah.
She has this short sword that actually glows. It's kind of like moonlight, and she holds it out. She holds both swords out. So
Dad, why don't you glow?
There is like this like dark mist coming off of him.
here,
Like, pretty.
Apparently I'm corrupted and you need to take me to Vasselheim to find a way to purify me. Then maybe I would be. Or is that just another responsibility you're going to shirk?
I will. It's just that we haven't had a chance to yet.
If you cannot defeat this ranger in combat, I'm not going to speak to you for a week.
Oh my god.
here.
Actually, no, that might be a good thing. Maeve, beat me up.
What? I'm not gonna be. Let's just spar. Let's just start off easy. And listen, swords are not my thing. Bo always has, but we are meant to learn both. So I will be wielding 2 short swords, and let's just see how this goes. Let's just start nice and easy.
All right, so
Okay.
we'll say you kind of walk off away from camp, still close
Yeah.
enough to where you can see everybody, but
Yeah,
far
yeah,
enough away
yeah.
to where you shouldn't wake anyone with the clanging of swords together.
Mhm.
Both of you roll a d20
Okay.
and
Okay.
add your strength to it.
Just raw strength.
Yep.
Can I add my charisma? Because that's what I use for
Sure.
my modifier.
Yes, you may, Hermia.
Mine's dex, but do you want me to just stick to strength?
No, you can go ahead and use Dex then. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Well, I rolled 19. Oh no,
Oh
no,
my
sorry, that's
God.
wrong. That's wrong. I looked at totally the wrong thing. 16. Sorry about that.
All
I
right.
didn't mean to give you the heart
I was
attack.
gonna say, Jesus.
Sorry, I looked at the saving throw.
Okay, hold on. Give me 1 second. I'm
16 total.
looking at the wrong thing.
Sorry.
Okay. Oops.
Not adding proficiency, just
Oh,
adding
11 plus,
Oh, plus.
where is it?
What's
where
your
is it?
charisma?
16. Okay, yeah.
Oh, we hit.
All right,
okay,
so
that's the same number.
it is a pretty evenly matched sparring
Nice.
session between the two of you. You do work up a
Alright.
pretty decent sweat as the sun is just starting to come up. And your sword in the back of your mind, Hermia, says, "It was fine, but the bow is her primary weapon. You should easily be able to best her.
Okay, but I don't want to
Next
like
time,
hurt her.
keep watch with the paladin and have her train with you."
Oh, jeez, if you like her so much, why don't you marry her?
What?
The sword likes Roz. I think it has a crush.
Oh, fair enough. What?
I know,
Oh,
right?
Does he want you to practice? I guess Roz would be better than me at the sword.
Hey, you
Probably
did
can't-
fine. Like,
Mm.
honestly.
Thank you. I
Way better
hope-
than me before, like, I got whatever gift Dad gave me that made me not stuck and stabbed myself accidentally.
You know, you say that he gave you all these gifts, and maybe he gave you some, but I don't think it's like you're not just some mindless like he controls your arms. You know what I
No.
mean?
Like, okay, so I understood, like, the theory behind everything, but, like, there's a difference between, like, understanding it and knowing what you're supposed to do and actually being able to do it, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it kind of felt like I was just, like, my mind was, like, acting, like, faster than, like, my body was. But with Chad, like, it's like they're operating on the same level. So, like, I can actually, like, do stuff and not look completely idiotic.
Hmm. Well, I think you should give yourself a little more credit.
I'll try.
I'll take that. All right, we better wake the others so we can get going.
All right, so everyone, you are awoken from your sleep.
All right. Everyone sleep all right?
Roz gets up to do some morning exercises.
We did not.
Chad has a crush on you.
Rosalind just looks over.
It's
What?
the sword wants you to train with Hermia. Apparently, I am not good enough, but you are better
It
with
likes
the sword.
you.
She looks to Hermia. Have you ever been taken through proper drills?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Ask the sword if you've ever been taken through proper drills.
Sword.
You know you haven't.
Okay, but I had to do them in the academy.
Yes, in the classes that you apparently skipped.
Oh, I went to some of them. My brother made me.
I'm not talking about theory. I'm talking about actually doing it.
Yes, I have. Doesn't
Okay.
mean like I actually was good at it.
Okay, then
But
that's what
I
we're gonna
have.
practice. All right, tonight we're gonna practice drills. And we're gonna see what we
Awesome.
can do.
All right. Well,
Okay. Are you happy, Chad?
You know that's not my name.
He says he's happy. He's looking forward to it.
Rosalind gives a skeptical look at best. Sure.
Maeve shrugs. Kieran, you'll be happy to know that Zana did not come during our watch.
That's your Saul anyway.
Are you dead?
I'm just saying she could have been creeping in the shadows. Biding her
Yeah.
time, planning her attack.
Are you dead though?
No.
Rosalind pats him on the back. Well, he made it another night.
Alright, so you all saddle back up, or not really saddle, 'cause you're not riding the horses, but get everything packed up into the cart and take off for your next day's travel to Eurosa.
All right.
Seems to pass without incident. If there was any chatting or talking to anyone in particular that you'd wanted to do, now would be the time to do it.
So, who has anyone ever been to Eurosa?
Nope.
No, I'm afraid not.
Cool.
If I did, I was passing my way.
You did not go through Eurosa.
I did not go through Eurosa, says the GM.
How about Zadash? Anyone been there?
Nope.
You
Alright.
have been through Zadash, Maeve.
I have been through Sadash.
Mm.
It is lovely in spring. I'm sorry, I don't know much about it.
It's honestly similar to Rexentrim. It's not as big, but it's probably the second largest city in the Empire. So
Before I went to Rexentrum, it was the largest city I'd ever seen.
Oh,
So I suppose compared to Rexentrum, you'd call it, like a mini Rexentrum.
interesting. Well, Rexentrum is basically a mini Vano, so that makes sense.
Then it's a mini Vano, I suppose.
Fair enough.
She just chuckles at the joke, realizing it's not that funny.
All right. Well, fair enough.
But yeah, we'll make sure to go there as soon as we're done here. I know both you and Leo have important business there.
Well, Leo's thing's probably a bit more of a time concern. If even worst case scenario for me, I'd have a year at least. So
Well, we'll definitely be taking time for both, even if his may take priority first.
yeah, well, for sure it takes priority. Hey, may not technically be my Aunt Triv, but I know she's a decent person. So
Well, we all are here for each other, right?
well, that's the theory anyway. Had quite a visit from Zana last night.
Yeah, how was that like?
She's doing her best, I think.
Doing her best.
Yep. I don't think it's not easy for her to be around people. I don't think.
Doing her best to be sociable.
No, I mean she showed up and she sat around the campfire and talked with us for a good 28 minutes, half hour. So I don't think it's easier for her.
That's fair.
Mira was like that when I first met her. We hardly ever talked.
Hmm.
But over time, she got to know me better and became friends, and then it was good.
Yeah. It's funny, I was just talking to Hermia about how I was, this may come as a surprise, but I was more of the kind of quiet type back with my people. Wasn't very good with others sometimes.
Hmm.
So,
I don't know if I
we're-
would say it comes as a surprise. You definitely seem like someone who's kind of grown out of that.
grown out of it because I had to, or grown out of it because it was a growth period for me. I'm not sure which, but
Either way is growing. Sorry, I'm eavesdropping. like a
You can
weirdo.
eavesdrop.
Hermia, you're welcome to be
You-
part of the conversation.
We're not like we're not. It's not a private conversation, so
Hmm.
it's fine. Well, I appreciate the vote of confidence, but let's just say I've had my awkward moments.
Well,
Haven't
Maeve,
we
I
all?
think we've all had our awkward moments. I was a bit of a shy one growing up as well. I had my...
I don't believe that at all.
Well, you don't know my life, Hermia.
I believe it.
Were you shy, Kieran?
I have many faces in facades, as Kieran the Card. Different performances call for different personas, and I can do
I
them all. I
see.
am multi-talented, as they say.
So a persona who is perhaps shy, or is this before your persona days?
All of my days, I have been a born performer, Maeve. Born for the stage.
Rosalind gives a knowing smirk at him. Yeah, I'll bet.
Shut up.
Indeed. Well, I hated talking to people when I was a kid. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you're not very good at it.
Wow, that's rude.
Well, she has other talents. You're good with a sword and a shield.
I don't think you're nearly as bad as you give yourself credit for.
I think Roz is
I think you are good at talking
rather-
with people.
I think
Yes.
I'm quite good at it personally, but you know.
Is
Fair
it
enough.
something we should? It's kind of a weird way to try to gauge how someone's good with other people. I don't know, but I see. you
Yeah,
seem to
I'd
be-
say if I had to put like a number on it, I'm a +7 at talking to other people. I'd
I
say
mean, you're
Oh,
very
what?
diplomatic.
it's tough to say, really.
tough to say. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
You don't run away when people say hi to you.
No, I don't.
I mean, that's. I suppose that's not a thing that everyone does.
Do you
But-
run away, Hermia, when people say hi to you?
Occasionally.
I mean, when I professed my love to her the other day at breakfast, she ran away.
Well, that's different than
That's-
saying hi, isn't it?
Yeah,
Kieran?
that's quite a.
All right.
Is that
fair
how?
enough.
Did you
You're-
say hi by confessing your love to people, Kieran?
No, that was just joking around because Leo wanted me to confess my love to someone.
Wow,
I'm-
Leo.
I'm
It's
sorry,
all Leo's
Hermie.
fault. I know.
I think Leo wants to confess his love to someone.
You think
That's
someone
all.
of his
Oh.
age and wisdom would be a little bit better at, calling things as he sees them, but apparently not.
Do you want to get out and walk?
But there's so much room in the carriage here.
But it's getting too stuffy back there. I can tell. Why don't you get out and walk?
All right,
Oh,
Leaf, would
no.
you turn into a horse so that I can ride?
Oh dear.
Leaf walked
gone.
away from his desk.
This one is currently sleeping.
Affirmative, best friend Kieran. And Leaf hops out and turns into a horse, and Kieran hops on, and he kind of trots
With
up
a
next
robot leaf
to
head.
you. With a robot leaf head that says, cannot currently talk while in this form. Nay.
Nay.
Nay. Nay.
Nay, I cannot.
And Kieran goes, that was a good idea, Leo. It's nice fresh air out here. Nice breeze blowing through my hair.
It is much quieter in here.
I heard that.
All right.
How much
Alright.
HP does a horse have?
Rude.
Leo,
Beat up Leaf just because Kieran's being sassy.
Leo.
Well, if Kieran didn't want to be sassy, she'd show up.
There you go. Leo, I want to hear it from you. Has there ever been anyone special?
Uh oh. Maybe he's just starting to bite her lip like I don't want to talk about that.
Recently?
No, ever. Has there ever been someone that you called the one?
Not
The
for me.
One, no, but I have sowed my wild oats.
Ugh.
Well, that's
Don't
not what I
elaborate.
asked, but fair enough. All right. Good to know, Leo. 10 out of 10. Maeve, tell me about the one. Oh, I'm sorry. Pallet Elf, right.
Well, it
Different for you, right?
if I mean it's a little complicated.
Got it.
Aren't you guys just getting a pile?
Wow,
excuse
that's
me.
insensitive.
I will tell you that we have several different holidays, and none of them are just get in a pile.
But
That swinger party I
said,
went
though,
to.
you do have, while
Lied
we
to
don't
me
get in a
then.
pile, you do have, so you're suggesting multiple holidays in which the idea is to fuck?
I mean, it doesn't. It's how do I explain this? The Moonweaver is a goddess of many things. She saved us, but she is also a goddess of open love and tryst. So we live long lives. So we all have relationships are more or less open. There is a certain holiday that is meant to be more, I suppose, the equivalent of that sort of. Don't you sometimes have a holiday that's like a romantic love holiday that you do once a year?
Nope.
Is there a
No?
Valentine's Day equivalent in Torres,
No.
Robbie? No.
Oh, never
Rosin
mind.
shakes her
Okay,
head.
never
No.
mind. All right, well, we do have one holiday that is meant to be like the one, as you say. You have to understand that things like, what do you guys call it, soulmates? The one, that's a concept that's seen as a bit childish. With Pallid Elves, more of this idea that, you live such long lives, how can you just have one, right? There are certainly long-lived partners who stay together, but they don't necessarily only remain exclusive for the entirety of their relationship or even their lives. So there is a certain holiday where it's meant to be, when you come of age, you will ask a person to be with them exclusively for a year. And, well, I guess if we're going to point this at me, I did have someone who had asked me the first year, and I didn't mean to reject her. I just never experienced that feeling she was describing. Everyone was talking about this feeling you're supposed to get when you meet someone, and
Love? Infatuation?
I guess. And when she expressed it to me, I didn't know what to say. She was my best friend. She was someone I would go hunting with and did groups with and everything, and so I'd never thought that way. As Maeve's talking, she gets more and more red and more frantic as she's just staring at the ground in this very uncomfortable conversation.
Eventually, Rosalind puts a hand on her shoulder. It's okay.
I have a story, Maeve, to
Well-
make you feel better.
It's okay. I didn't even say the most embarrassing part.
Oh,
What was
well,
the
I have
most
an embarrassing one.
part?
Oh,
Kieran
gosh.
hollers in from outside.
Tyrion, you're not part of this conversation.
That's
Well-
rude. I'm part of the group. I'm part of the conversation.
You're not in here, though.
It's fine. I might as well just get this out of the way. We all know about Roz's person that she's involved with, so I understand. A few months after I sort of rejected her, I caught the feelings, you could say.
Maeve caught feels.
Shush. And I didn't really get it, but I just figured that's what it was, and so I attempted the next year to ask her for Lover's Meet. That's the name of the holiday. And she had moved on.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry.
And
That's rough.
I mean, we kind of stopped being friends after she had moved on.
Yeah, you dangle that one out there. It can be tough to go back to just being friends.
I didn't understand because I didn't know. I just thought she liked hanging out with me. It's not important. But anyway, that's my embarrassing the one story, and I've been trying to chase after that feeling for afterwards.
I've never felt the opposite of it. Like this one
The one you
guy
hate.
came up to me at like a fancy well-to-do and was like telling me that like, oh, he thinks I'm intriguing and I'm beautiful, and I almost like threw up my food that I just ate. Like I was visibly dry heaving.
Oh, you
Yeah.
must have really not liked him then.
Yeah, he's pretty gross looking. And then my mom like made me leave early, so I was embarrassing her in front of all her friends.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. I didn't really want to stay, so it kind of worked out for me anyway.
That's fair, I suppose. That's awful that you felt that way. I'm not sure if I've ever felt disgusted by someone. I did.
I mean, it was clear he was only interested in,
Mm,
like, not in like the feeling or the emotion or
well, that's certainly not fair.
Yeah, so that's revolting. If I had to meet somebody, I would hope that they are not stuffy and stuck up and fake and yeah.
Yeah. I mean, certainly Paldeves have been together for interest in each other, even if it's not necessarily romantic love. We split those things up among
Oh yeah,
Paldeves.
there's really no like interest. It was more like, oh, this is something that we do.
Ah, yeah, that's not That's not how. that
Marrying you would like promote my social standing
works. Oh.
and
Oh,
just
we
have
do that.
ugly to look at.
The nobles in Vino do that all the time.
I suppose
Disgusting.
Pallet elves do that among higher people, but you do have some like arranged marriages. But I mean, it's not expected that you stay that you're only going to be with each other.
Yeah, it sucks.
Hard to fathom for me.
Well, I think there's something rather nice about the one. I'm not sure if I'm going to find that, unfortunately.
Me neither, Maeve, so it's okay.
You're all
Kieran,
young.
Kieran,
We can be
how many
lonely
sexual
together.
encounters of intercourse have you had?
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
You're muted.
Kieran just kind of whispers down to you, Leaf, buddy, now isn't really the... Honestly, that's not ever really the proper thing to... Let's just listen to their embarrassing stories instead. And enjoy the...
Leaf.
That does
the
bring up a good
nature
point,
out
though.
here.
Kieran, since you are part of the conversation,
Sorry,
has there
we
ever
can't
been the
hear
one?
you out here, the wind in my ears.
I
and
mean, I
hair,
thought it was
can't
like
hear
you can't
anything.
kiss and tell kind of thing.
That too. No, don't kiss and tell.
Yeah, you seem real opposed.
He's being a gentleman.
Yeah.
Don't kiss and tell. There's only one holiday for that one.
Well,
How many partners has everyone had for fucking Leaf fucking?
Are we actually going to answer this question?
0.
I ran out of fingers.
Oh my god, that's gross.
Rosalind just holds up a one finger.
All right.
Name
So
size 2.
with that, as you all continue on with the discussion, the day seems to pass without incident.
That'll teach
About
Robbie to-
fucking.
I'll teach Robbie to let us role play.
I'm having fun.
Went to the brothel one day. That's 3 fingers. No.
Oh my god. Stop it, Leo, stop it!
All right.
You would fit quite well with the
so-
belt.
So, eventually, sundown does come.
Somehow. Somehow.
Oh, Jesus Christ. All right.
Oh,
So,
man.
you set up camp again for the night. What will the watch order be?
Roz will go with Hermia this time.
I guess if we're going for the good people with sight with the bad people with sight, I should probably be with Kieran.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, no, but then Leo and Leaf are together.
Ah,
whatever.
Why aren't they allowed to be together?
Well, no, it's just they both have really good perception.
Oh,
So whoever wants to, I guess.
So, who's going with who then? Sorry. Who's going second?
I'll go second with Leaf.
All right.
And then Maeve
I'll
and
go
Kieran will go last.
Third again.
Okay.
Alright.
By the way, Ryle Grimmick in the chat, with that sub that I gave you, you can choose one player or me to get an inspiration. Your choice. All right, so let's start with Rosalind and Hermia. Go ahead and give me some perception checks.
hey.
You go ahead and make it with advantage, Hermia. There's no point in me doing it.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah.
I mean, you could roll a
Ooh.
natural 20.
I got a 19 on the
Ooh.
die with a +6, so 25,
Okay.
right?
Yep.
Yeah, there we
Yep.
go.
So I will keep that in mind as the two you have your watch. Did you want to practice swordplay?
Yeah.
Well, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Otherwise, Shadow's gonna yell at me.
so as everyone starts settling down for the night, Rosalind is gonna hop up to her feet
Quick note.
and
Hermia, could you make a Constitution saving throw or a Strength saving throw? Your choice. As you kind of realized throughout the day that your sword seems to be like 3 times as heavy as it
Is he
normally
pouting? What a jerk! I'm gonna use
I
advantage, cause fuck Chad.
Go ahead.
thought he wanted this. I'm so confused.
No, this is throughout the day, so she just kind of realized like, wow, the sword is really
Oh.
heavy today, and it might.
That-
she
A
might
dirty
have-
20.
Okay, so you do not get exhausted from lugging this thing around.
Wow, Chad,
But
I can't
as
believe
you
you.
take it out of its scabbard for drills, its weight seems to go back to normal. Continue, Roz.
all right. So Rosalind is gonna go back to her training days, practicing with Andoran and with Levix and learning, and she's gonna start with kind of explaining. All right. So the fundamentals of swordplay are that the basics you need to have so ingrained in your mind that you don't have to think about them anymore. Otherwise, you find yourself trying to think 3 steps ahead, and you just ended up looking kind of silly. So what you want to do is we're going to just go through some of the basics real quick. I just want to see what yours look like. I'll show you kind of how I do it. And then after that, we'll do some light sparring with each other. And it's really just muscle memory.
Hermia, go ahead and roll a d20 and add your, say, intelligence to it.
Intelligence? Okay.
Actually, no, you use your history bonus.
Okay. Cool. Okay. Give me 1 second. History. History. Where'd it go? I was just looking at it. Okay. 21.
Okay. So as she kind of goes through these drills and kind of, shows you her stuff, essentially, she seems to have all the knowledge there. Like, she's doing the form right, everything, she don't have to tell her what to do. She goes through all of them, and you can tell that she's had training.
Good.
But what it comes off to you as is a lack of motivation, a lack of caring, right? It's like someone who knows what they're supposed to do and has all the information, but just doesn't care to.
Yeah. Okay. Rosalind is gonna nod, and she stands in front of Hermia and has her hands down at her sides. All right, swing at me.
Okay.
Roll to hit.
Okay. Here I go. Oh, dice, come back. 17 plus 8.
That will definitely hit. Go ahead.
You don't have to roll
Right.
damage. You're not trying to
Okay, yeah, I don't want to kill her or hurt
or
her.
anything. But yeah, she swings in, and it would land and be a good hit. So
Okay. Rosalind nods. Now,
I will
do it
say
again.
What you do notice is specifically in this, there's a lot of she's putting a lot of her weight behind it and kind of just like wild sort of baseball swinging as opposed to, aiming for like damage. And as you said before, not being able to think 3 steps ahead. If she would have missed, she would have been completely open to a counterattack.
So here's what I would try to do is I tell her to do it again. This time, if she tries to do that again, I want to basically use my shield to just knock her sword out of her hand.
Which you're easily able to do.
Okay.
How do you know?
So on the second one, she kind of brings her shield up and just bashes the sword out of your hand
All right,
for a
tell you
moment.
what, make a dexterity check to see if you can keep the sword in your hand.
Fair
Hey,
enough.
well. Okay, I don't.
Okay.
So as she knocks the sword out of your hand, Rosalind nods and goes, "You don't like hurting people. You don't like the idea of the person that you attack falling to the ground."
Well, I don't want you to fall to the ground or be hurt.
No, of course not, but we're sparring right now. So if it helps, imagine that when we finish this quest, I'm going to go find your brother and put my sword through his throat.
Well, you can try, but he's like super good.
Is he? Tell me about him.
Basically, think of like everything that I am, but like the complete opposite. So he's actually like a really good person and really good at everything he does.
I think you sell yourself a little short then. Again.
Can I try again, Robbie? And as DM, I'm gonna try to like emulate how I've seen my brother like bar and like fight.
Sure. Go
So
ahead.
same roll,
Yep.
right?
Go ahead and just make an attack roll.
Okay.
Are you just staying there, Rosalind, or are you going to try to defend against it?
Rosalind will actually defend against it this time.
Okay.
Hold on. That's a 19. Wait, no, 14 plus 8. I don't know what that is, but it's a
22.
number.
22.
Yeah, 22 is enough.
And that hits. Okay, so this time
Okay.
as she goes in, you go to try and parry it away. but there seems to be a little sort of stutter in her step where she hesitates just for a moment, long enough to where you sort of mistime and misjudge the parry, missing and opening yourself up for it, and she puts the tip of the sword to your chest.
Oh, better. There we go. What did you do that time?
I thought about how my brother fights, how I watched him. I mean,
You hear
we grew up together.
in your head, Hermia, I told you that you have the talent. You just need to use it instead of relying on your spells all the time.
Oh, so I just need to pretend I'm my brother all the time. I got this.
Jeez.
No, you do not need to pretend that you're your brother. You are perfectly capable of doing this by yourself. And she is going to, with both hands, push her onto her ass.
No, you can try.
Well, I'm gonna try.
Dexterity save, Hermia.
Okay. Here I go. Oh shit. Dice, no, don't roll under the couch! Oh! That's a natural 20.
All
There you go.
So she is able to catch herself on her back foot, readies herself, and as you go into your sparring match, both of you go ahead and make an attack roll. Rosalind, you get advantage.
Why did she get advantage?
Because she's trained for this all her life.
It's not fair.
My attack is a +6, so 25.
Oh, that hits.
It's not really you're going for hits, you're just going to see who gets highest, so just let me know your total.
He definitely got higher. I did not roll as well. 9 plus 8.
Okay,
17.
so yeah. Unlike when Hermia fought against Maeve, which was the two just sparring, Rosalind knows how to train someone. She knows what to watch for. She knows to look for your strengths and to look for your weaknesses as well. And very quickly, what you tend to find for Hermia is that she is good at the basics. She knows, as like a formula, what you're supposed to do, what makes a good swordsman. But Rosalind, you also notice that she doesn't do improvisation very well, and the more you get her moving around, she tends to get winded very, very quickly, which is probably going to be another reason that she relies so much on her spells. There's less exertion there. So by the time the session is over, Hermia, you don't feel like you have done very well. You definitely feel like you normally do in situations like this. Tried to be like my brother. It was cool for a minute, but when it comes down to it, I just suck at this, and you are exhausted.
I mean, I don't know. It just reminds me of my youth.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Rosalind, on the other hand, looks pretty impressed by the end of it. She has gotten very quick at moving around you and forcing you to keep moving to keep pace with her, and she nods and looks at you and says, "You have all the talent that you need to be able to do this. Like, if you were a recruit with the Fortuneers, you would have absolutely no problem getting trained and finding a team to participate on. It's just a couple of things. It's literally just practice for you. You need to build your stamina and get more used to it. When you get into actual fights with people with the sword and it goes more than just one or two swings, that's where a lot of what you learned in the books is going to go out the window, and you're going to have to make it up as you go along, and that is just experience. It's just practice. It's just doing it and trusting your weapon, which is, I guess, maybe more of a sensible thing to say to you than to most people who hear it for the first time. But your sword will tell you what you're supposed to do. And I don't mean that in the literal sense of yours can talk. Mine tells me what to do when I fight too.
Wow, you're really buttering up Chad. No wonder he has a crush on you. I'm kidding. I appreciate your feedback.
No, it's fine. For real though, if you practice every night with me, by the time I leave this group, you will be an expert at this, and you will be every bit as good as your brother. I promise you that.
Okay, deal.
All right, then it's a deal.
Happy, Chad?
We'll see.
Oh my god, you're never happy. He's secretly happy, though. It's okay.
I think he is. And she'll go over and sit back down. She also seems to be quite tired.
All right. So after the sparring session, eventually you do your. Besides that, your watch seems to go by pretty uneventfully. And you wake up Leaf and Leo for their watch.
Mm-hmm. All right. So yeah, I'll go over and wake up Leo. All right. Nothing to report on our shift.
You're pretty sweaty.
Yeah.
Hermia's already passed out.
Yeah. Trying to work with Hermia on her sword play.
So that's what they call it nowadays.
Oh.
And I just wink.
Rosalind
Wow.
just looks at you like, oh boy. Yeah. Well. Anyway, I'm going to bed.
All right, so Leo and Leaf, let's start with some perception checks, please.
$26.
Dirty 20, 12 plus 8.
All right, cool. Well,
Do I see Zana?
you do not see Zana yet.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, hello, Zana. We see you out there in the forest. No need to hide.
Who the fuck are you talking to?
Oh, Zana is out in the forest hiding from us right now.
Can I insight check him?
Sure. Do you believe this, Leaf?
Of course I do.
Okay.
19 plus 5, so 24.
He seems to believe she is. You're not so sure based on, just what you've been told from Rosalind from the night before.
Are you really sure?
Either way, there is no response.
Pretty sure.
Why are you worried about Zana?
Because we had a talk with Zana back on my watch last night.
Did it not go well?
It went fine. Don't let anyone know. However, this one is upset that it did not detect Zana before she snuck up on us.
Well, I mean, doesn't what's-her-face Roz have that dagger that calls out to her? Why wasn't she alerted?
This one believes because Zana did not pose a dangerous threat.
That's true. So you can't blame Rosalind for that, so I guess it is your fault.
So, Leo, how are things?
Just kind of worried about Triv right now, and we're going in the opposite direction.
Where is Triv right now again?
My sister said she's in Zadash.
When
So-
you guys had last talked to her before you left for Baisei Tile, she was leaving to Zadash to take a job looking for a missing person.
Take a job in Zadash?
She had taken a job in Rexentrum to go to Zadash to locate someone.
Where are we going? We're going...
You were going
Eurosa.
west to Eurosa in order to you're
Oh,
trying
right
to track
there,
down
okay.
someone who stole something. You believe they're heading towards the ruins of Schattengrad, so they'd head to Eurosa first.
Okay. I had a hard time finding Eurosa on the map because that is not
Starts
how
with a
I
Y.
expected Eurosa to be spelled.
Yeah.
Cool. Is Triv not able to take care of herself?
Oh, she's more than able to, but when she doesn't check in, it's usually something's wrong.
Should we should we go and try to find her?
We will. We just got to finish this job as quick as possible. And you know our group. They like asking a lot of questions.
As you two are chatting, you notice some movement in the corner of your eyes just to the north of camp. And divert your attention that way just in time to see 2 arrows fly from out of a bush, one towards each of you. Except you think they're going towards you, except they kind of sail pretty high above you. One of them just goes like way off to the left. And then you hear, "Those were warning shots! Stay where you are! Hands in the air!"
This one knew exactly where you were the whole time, and that is why this one did not flinch when this one saw the arrow go very wide.
They were warning shots! Put your hands in the air!
Are we woken up by this?
Hermia's not.
Actually, do we recognize the voice?
You do not recognize the voice. Anyone who's sleeping, make a perception check -10 to your roll.
Hermia chooses to fail.
All right.
If you
Mine's
choose-
-1 then.
If you choose to fail, that's fine.
I rolled a 1.
Nope.
And I get
Maeve,
-1.
you are in a deep sleep.
I've got a -8.
All right.
Yep. Nope. Everybody else is still sleeping unless your
Woken up.
party members rouse you from sleep.
And I use the telepathy thing to wake people up.
You can.
You can certainly try.
Then I'll ping everybody. It's like, oh shit, get your weapons out.
Yeah. So one by one, oh shit, get your weapons out. And you all open your eyes and hear the sound. Hands in the air. We're shooting again, and they won't be warning shots.
Oh my god, Leo, what did you do?
Rosalind gets her sword and shield up. What the hell?
Can I make an insight check to see if this person's like good at what they're trying to do, or if
Go ahead and make an insight check at disadvantage, I would say. Meanwhile, Rosalind, as you are getting up and grabbing your shield, you are going to take 3 points of damage as an arrow sticks into your back. And Leo or Leaf, did you put your hands up or no?
I did not.
No, I fucking drew out my daggers.
Okay, Leo, you take 4 damage as an arrow sticks into your arm. And Leaf, what did you roll?
For
your
insight?
Yeah.
20.
20, okay. So as you're trying to determine whether or not you think these people are a threat or any good, you hear, "I hit one! So did I!"
Rosalind, meanwhile, is like, fuck that, let's fight. Oh my god.
Okay, how about we all come out in the open?
So as you say this and as you hear the things, you watch as you see 2 humans step out from the bush, 2 of them brandishing swords, and a half-elf, all male, all having swords. And then at this point, Leaf and Leo, because you guys were already up, your eyes are adjusted to the dark, and maybe you have dark vision as well. You see just a bit beyond them, further back in the bushes, you see 2 archers now. One human, both human, a male and a female. And as the 3 that are coming out of the bushes with the swords, like, "We don't want no trouble. Just give us all your belongings, and you can be on your way."
Oh,
All
fuck
right.
that.
You
Wake me up from
picked
my sleep?
the
No.
wrong people to fuck with.
I'm going to say, this one's going to say, "Okay, this is all I have on me," and I'm going to cast Produce Flame and throw it at him.
Yeah, Rosalind, this big hulking girl, goes
Okay.
charging at them, yelling.
All right, everybody, go ahead
Am I
and roll initiative.
All right.
Motherfucker.
Oh, they did not do well.
Ooh.
Wait, put the
I
turn order up.
did well.
Just put your
Oh,
put your
yes.
thing. Put your. This is all gonna be theater of the mind. So go ahead and put your thing into
Aw.
the chat, and I will.
You don't even know where the people are.
I'm aware. Theater
it's
of the
fine.
mind.
But I have ADHD. That doesn't work.
Yeah, there's
Well.
too much stuff going on right now.
Good luck.
Wow, rude.
I'd like to take this moment to thank all the players who were in my Star Wars campaign for allowing me to do theater of mind for the whole campaign.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, I'd be okay with little squiggles on like the on the screen.
You're a squiggle.
I know.
Everyone is going to be within range to where you could make it to them in a turn. So,
All good.
all right.
Yeah, but I don't know if I'm surrounded or not.
They're
You
they're all on one side of you to the north.
Okay. Better.
You got this.
So we're fighting Roy the Cleaner and Balthasar. Got it.
Oh,
I think Gloucester's still on fire, so not on fire. He's
Put
on
him
the fire
out!
element.
Not
He
lost
doesn't
her.
like it.
All right. So, Leo, I'm pretty sure you have a higher dexterity than what Maeve does. So go ahead. You are
Yeah.
top of the order. You have the 3 humans with short swords, probably about 15 feet from you, and then 15 feet behind them, so 30 feet away, are the archers.
With 35 feet, can I go out around and just go to the archers without getting hit?
No, you'd probably have to run by at least one of them, one of the other people to get to them. You have to make almost a straight dash towards them. So you'd take
Okay.
at least one opportunity attack.
I'm not gonna do that. I'll just run up to, like, the biggest one.
Okay.
And
So-
is he a kid?
As you get closer to them, yeah, they look like they're maybe 19, 20-ish. And as you're running towards them and they see that everyone has their weapons out, you hear one of them goes, "Look, they got weapons! You said this would be easy!"
Okay.
So
I'm gonna yell back, just teach him a lesson, don't kill him. And I just fucking
Fair enough.
cut this dude in front of me. Non-lethally.
All right, go ahead.
Non-lethal cuts.
Go
That
ahead and
makes
roll,
sense.
and roll to attack.
10 plus 8, I believe.
18, that'll hit.
Yep.
No sneak attack on this.
Yeah, of course. So 4 plus 5, so 9 damage total.
Okay, so yeah, you walk up and you just kind of stick him in the gut, going for not like something that's gonna like kill him, but it's definitely gonna hurt and is gonna need to seek medical attention before long. And so as you stab this guy in the gut and pull it back, he drops his sword and shield, grabs it, and she goes, "He stabbed me!" And just starts to like stumble backwards. Maeve, it's your turn.
All right. This is getting ridiculous.
You can see from where you are, the rest of them have already begun to panic.
All right. She's gonna aim for one of the archers,
Okay.
but try to not.
Male or female?
Nail.
All right, go ahead and make your attack roll first.
All right. I have 2 attacks, just to warn you.
Mm-hmm.
24 for the first attack.
Okay, that definitely hits. I will even let you choose if you want to aim for a specific limb or part
Yeah.
of the body.
I just want to aim for like the non-dominant, like the hand that's pulling back the bow. I want to aim for that hand.
Okay, go ahead and roll your damage.
Okay. 13.
Okay, so you let your arrow loose and fly, and as it strikes them in the back of the arm, they drop the bow that they have, screaming out in pain, and as they look down at their arm with an arrow through it, you watch as suddenly the screaming just kind of trails off, their eyes roll up in the back of their head, and they fall over.
Pass out.
Yeah.
All right,
And
Can I make my second attack to just be intimidating with?
You can, and as they fall down, the lady yells, Luke, Marcus is down! They shot Marcus!
Get out of here, or there'll be another arrow. That's what I'm going to use my second attack for.
All right, go ahead and
And,
make an intimidation check at advantage.
Okay. And hold on. All right. Intimidation. I don't have much of intimidation. That's okay. Well, that's a 3, so... Hold on. Okay, there we go. Nope, that's a 5, so that did not work.
5
so
total?
5 total.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. They already looked panicked enough as is.
Okay, fair enough.
Rod,
Can I have my bonus action to have Luster just also growl instead of bite somebody?
Yeah,
Actually, no.
sure.
I wanted to. Can he bite somebody? I want him to bite somebody.
Yeah. You point out towards one of the people with the swords and send Luster, and one of them goes, "They've got a dragon!"
16.
And Luster flies up and bites one of them on the arm. Go ahead and roll damage.
This is best day ever. 8 damage total.
Okay, yeah, and Luster clamps down on one of their arms, and this guy just starts screaming as he's trying to, like, throw Luster off, who eventually lets go. Roz, it's your turn.
All right, the one who's still standing in the front with the sword, the half elf, was it?
Yes, yep.
All right, Rosalind is going to use her shield and clock him in the head to like send him to the ground.
Yep. This is the one who hasn't been attacked yet because
exactly.
Yep. All right.
She's running full speed at this guy and just puts her shield into him.
Go ahead and make we'll say make a strength check against him.
Got it. What is my strength right now? +3. Oh yes, 22.
Okay, so yeah, you run up towards him and he puts his shield up to try and like protect against it as well, and you just slam into him, sending him flying 10 feet as he hits the ground prone.
Great. Rosalind wants to like basically climb on top of him.
I was gonna say you would still have 15 feet of movement, so you can get to him no problem. And do you have this? You have a second attack at this level, don't you?
I do. For my second attack, I want to tear the arrow out of my back and put it in his shoulder.
Okay, go ahead and D20 plus your strength modifier.
I don't like being woken up, and I don't like being shot with arrows.
You lost this.
16.
Okay, yeah, you pull it out of you, and as you're stabbing it down, he goes, no! Oh, no! Roll a D6 plus your strength modifier for damage.
These poor mofos.
8.
Okay, yeah, you stab it into him. Hermia, it's your turn.
Okay, I'm just gonna attack someone. I'm kind of really pissed that someone woke me up.
All right,
A lot of aggression to get out.
So your choices are, in front of you, you have one guy that Leo has stabbed, who is like holding his stomach and acting like he's dying. You have someone who just got a chunk taken out of their arm by Luster, and then you just saw Rosalind barrel a guy down and stab him with an arrow. You can easily get to
the guy who just got bit by Luster, I feel like he needs to hurt more.
Okay, magic, or you're running up to use your sword on him?
I'm running up and fucking gonna attack him and be like, my sword wants your blood.
Oh god.
Yeah.
I said non-lethally.
We got
Yeah, it's gonna be non-lethally, but I really want to fuck this guy up, like fuck with his mind.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Here's what I would like you to do first.
Oh
Okay.
no.
I need you to make a charisma saving throw against your sword.
Got it. That is dirty 20.
Okay. Go ahead and make your attack roll.
Okay. 16 plus 8. I don't know what that is.
All right. So Hermia goes darting towards this guy right as he kind of pulls his arm out of Luster. And Hermia, you slash your sword down, trying to pull back a bit, just wanting to scare him, just to sort of do some damage to him, trying to slash him across his chest. And just like all the times before, with almost no resistance, it's like not like the leather armor he's wearing isn't even there. The blade just kind of cuts through him and leaves this long black mark along where the slash is. And as you pull it back, you feel like you can see this connection between your sword and this boy, essentially. Like it's trying to take something from him. And you have to battle back against the sword to try and stop it from devouring this kid's soul, essentially. And you hear within your mind of the sword, he deserves it.
That's enough! It's not his time yet!
And that connection between them seems to stop for a moment, and in that split second, you saw the kid beginning to grow pale, his eyes sort of sinking in and darkening, and then suddenly, as you pull it away, he falls backwards, completely unconscious, but the color seems to be going back into his cheeks. And the girl, the archer, in the back is just like, "What the fuck are you people?" Kieran's just kind of sitting up, like, "What's going on? What's happening?"
Jesus.
Wait, what about my turn?
Oh yeah, sorry, you should have went before Hermia. All right, your turn, Leaf. Yep.
That's fine. All right, so Leaf's arm is just going to turn into like this mortar cannon, and you see it just start glowing, lighting up the area. And I'm going to cast Produce Flame and toss the flame at the unharmed archer, attempting to burn their bow in their arms.
Okay.
Yes.
Go ahead and make an attack.
Yeah. 21.
Okay, that's just enough. So yeah, you throw your flame specifically at this girl who still kind of has an arrow knocked into her bow, and it hits and begins to burn in her hands as she kind of like jumps back and throws it in the air, and then turns and just starts running.
I yelled to her, wait, we're gonna heal your friends. You probably want to come pick their ass up.
She's gone. She is just running as fast as she can. The kid that you stabbed in front of you just like falls to his knees in front of you. He's like, I'm dying. Is this what dying is like? Am I dying?
Yeah. You're
And
not
Wish
gonna
you were
die.
dying.
the other two are unconscious, and the one under you, Ross, please don't kill me. Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me.
Rosalind glances down at him. What's your name?
Darren.
Darren.
Darren
Is this-
Dixon.
Uh-huh. And whose idea was it to go try and rob people in the middle of the night?
And he points over past the one who's in front of Leo to the guy that Hermia nearly stole the soul of, and goes, Luke, it was Luke's idea. He said it's easy money.
He's been punished enough.
I think they quite get the message. If you're gonna shoot someone with an arrow, hit him in the head or don't fire at all.
I'm not good with an arrow.
You're not good with a sword either, but that didn't stop you.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, she'll haul him up and she's gonna she'll cure wounds him.
Okay.
She rips the arrow out and not gently.
Okay. So doing that, as you rip it out, he and falls to the ground unconscious. They
Wow.
each had 10 HP, guys. They're level 1.
Well, I didn't know.
Not anymore, they're not.
But easy enough, you put another cure wounds on him. He's suddenly, where am I? What happened? Please don't kill me.
She hauls him up to his feet. Go get your friends
Get out of
and
here.
leave.
Okay. All right. He walks over and picks up the guy in front of Leo. He's just like, I'm dying. Darren, I'm dying. I'm dying.
Wait. Healers, can you throw some pixie dust on some of these assholes so they can
Here,
walk
hold
away?
on. I can
Is that-
help.
Yeah, do
One
your
of
thing,
them
Maeve.
has 1 HP, and the other 2 are stable at 0 HP.
I will do healing spirit on them.
Okay.
So that will give them like 1d6 when they're near it.
Yep. So you dump 3 healing, we'll say, just into each
Yeah.
of them, and as they kind of come to, they start to help each other back up. The guy that you hit, Hermia, as he comes back, just looks like dead in his eyes and barely seems like he knows where they are, and they're just kind of like yelling at him, like, "This is a stupid idea, Luke. You're an idiot!" And they all just sort of
Before I want to pull the Luke kid, and I'm like, why were you here?
his eyes just look dead and distant, and he's barely recognizing that you're here.
Oops.
Hey,
he's
Hermia,
still-
you fucked that one up a little too much.
Yeesh.
I was tired. I'm sorry. I got a little enthusiastic.
The
I-
Darren guy's like, we're sorry. We came from Eurosa. There's not a lot of work there. Okay, he said ambushing travelers on the road would be easy money, that nobody would have to get hurt.
Wait, he said the guy that's on the ground right here? He said that?
The guy that Leo's holding.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's a foolish
All
thing
right.
to
I
think.
think
Well,
he's
that's a
gonna
good way to
need
get
more
killed.
help. So
That's a good way to get killed, because when you ambush random travelers, you sometimes come across people who actually know how to fight.
Well, that's why Luke said to get them in the night when they don't have any armor or weapons, and people would just give their stuff up.
And what did you learn?
Do we give our stuff up?
Luke's not very smart.
Good
Yeah.
lesson.
That's fair.
Go back to Eurosa and find better work.
Go find a temple, have your friend checked out.
Okay. And they kind of take him from Leo and kind of take a few steps awkwardly backwards, then turn and just start limping away.
Valkyrie in the chat. Yeah, fuck Luke. Luke is this game's Cooper official.
Sorry about that, guys. I didn't realize could get that scary.
Yeah, that's certainly new. What was going to happen
It's
to him?
actually not entirely new. You've seen when she's attacked
Oh.
other thing, the way that it leaves like that sort of
Yeah.
black scar across things. She's never actually. Well, no, she killed the tree monster up outside of Bicetal, and a similar
is our
thing
first-
happened. But...
I was tired, I mean, I'm not my usual, mentally here.
Yeah, I was angry too. I don't usually wake up and take an arrow in the back.
It's okay. It's okay. I
it
mean,
was
honestly.
3 damage, and that was a crit, by the way.
It's the principle.
Yeah.
Listen,
I tell you what, it doesn't matter how little damage it was. It didn't feel good. It's an arrow in the back.
we did the right thing. We didn't kill them. We sent them on their way. That's all we can really say about it.
Yeah, well, I have a feeling when we get to Eurosa, we may not be as popular as we might be at other places, but such is the life.
Well, I mean, that depends. What are we going to tell people?
Huh.
We tried to steal from sleeping travelers and they tacked back?
Fair point.
I have a feeling they're not going to be telling the story to anybody.
Yeah, I want you to know
They
I
could be
rolled-
lying about it.
I rolled like Callie that whole time. Besides the natural 20 and the 17 on the second attacks, everything they rolled was a natural 1.
Oh my god.
Aw.
Everything they rolled.
That's so funny.
All right, well, I'm going back to bed.
I suppose, is it,
Someone mind sticking a bandage on my
yeah,
back, please?
I got you.
Thank
She
you.
gets her herbal kit out and just puts something greenish and slimy on it before bandaging it up.
Rosalind
It
just,
stings.
yeah, Rosalind winces and is just like,
It will help.
I'm getting strangely used to having weird, slimy things on me, and I don't like it.
Well, I'm sorry, I guess, but this will help, I promise.
I trust you.
So
All
Leo
right.
and Leaf, the rest of your watch passes without incident. Maeve and Kieran, your watch passes just as well.
Okay.
And you awake the next day, and your travel to Eurosa over the next. It's going to take 2 more days of travel, so you have 1 more night. During that night, let me get the order of the watch just real quick for that night. I assume Rosalind and Hermia, are you two
We're first so that we can do our training. Yeah.
former sleep buddies now, or watch buddies? Sleep buddies, that's something different.
Yeah, that's a different story.
Yeah, that's what Leo was insinuating.
Who's taking second watch?
I'll take second watch because I keep doing third watch. Who wants to do it with me?
I think Maeve and Leaf.
Maeve and Leaf. All right, then Leo and Kieran will take the last one.
Let's see how it is.
Okay. Oh no, it doesn't. Okay. All right. So, Hermia and Roz, you two are having your sparring section. Maeve, you have just fallen into a deep slumber. Being out on the road like this, especially when weather permits, even if it is maybe a bit chilly right now, you're used to it, living out in the Pallid Grove, and especially with all the traveling that you've done since going on your own journey. It's also very reassuring being able to stare up at the stars, as well as the moon of Catha, regardless of what the phases of the moon are. Currently, it's at about half crescent. But you find yourself thinking of home with some of the conversations you've recently had with Hermia. Thinking about your sister, where she might be. And whether coincidence or fate. You hear a voice in your head that you recognize immediately, even though you haven't heard it for almost a decade. Maeve.
What?
You need to go home. You need to put aside whatever foolish request the Oracle has made of you and just go home. Please.
Is this like in a dream haze, or am I like
No,
awakened by
right
this?
as you are about to fall asleep, you are awakened by a sending spell that's being sent to you by your sister.
Ooh, one message back.
You have 20
Um,
words.
Fucking 20 words.
20 words.
You
Um,
bitch, where are you?
Kinda, yeah.
How many of them are allowed to be curse words?
Right. I will listen to your story. If I can see you. Where are you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, 13, 14. So I'm going to say, see you face to face. I will listen to your story if I can see you face to face. Where are you?
For a moment, there's just silence. You're not sure if she's going to respond again or not. And a moment passes. Then another moment.
Shauna.
It doesn't matter where I'm at. I'm following my own path for once. You need to abandon this. It's only gonna end in heartbreak. Go home.
Do I get to send something back, or is that
You
the
do.
end of the spell? Okay. I'm not going home till I get a better explanation. Ask again. Where are you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay. I'm not going home until I get a better explanation. I'll ask again. Where are you? She is visibly irritated.
You wait again. 1, 2, 5 minutes staring up at Katha in the sky before you realize another message isn't coming.
Shauna. She rolls over and is very grumpy.
And that is where we will end tonight's session.